and I had to call him up because he wasn't in the session. I was like, Christian, get online. I don't want to kill your character off if you're not here.
The only time I know for a fact I used all the lucky rolls was when I started my relationship with Strahd. Because I think it was like the second or third session after you let me take lucky.
Yep. Makes sense.
It dies, that's fine, but I've wanted to play this module forever, and I'm just going to tell him he's a bad husband.
Right. We for the sake of Howard,
Turns out.
I'm going to stop reminiscing and start with some things that we need to go over as like a session 0 prelude. Dave, sorry, I didn't hear you. Did you microphone and stuff working okay? You're good?
Test.
Yep, sounding good. I've run a book, and the longest anyone thinks your character is going to survive is 36 minutes.
Can I put gold on myself?
If session 0 is 35 minutes long, that was. So first of all,
I better drink up.
Yeah, you better. It is a mega dungeon, and that means there is going to be combat, lots of combat, and puzzles, and flavor, and story hidden, and it's going to get a bit point and click on occasions. In that, some of the stuff that you're going to need to do in room Y will depend on stuff you've already done in room X. So you're going to need to think about that a little bit. It's also what I call non-Gygaxian. And Gary Gygax, like all the things he created, if you opened a door in a dungeon, it was either extremely bad or extremely good. This dungeon was more designed with, well, who might actually be living on this floor, for what reason, what are they doing? And so some rooms you're going to open up and it's going to have a toilet in it, and it's not going to be the magic toilet of fortune where you shit on it and it gives you 800 hit points. But it's also not going to be a mimic. It's just going to be a loo.
I believe the first part. I do not believe the second part.
The first time you guys encounter on toilet, that is it's canon. That is going to be a mimic.
It'll be in the picture.
Yeah, that you are not wrong.
But talking about the betting, if Dave's character makes it into the well, I will be stunned.
He's going to be thrown in. Just for Howard's sake, in terms of style of play, we're pretty relaxed. If you think something, just say it. I'm not usually offended. If you think I've got something wrong, it's probably because I've got something wrong. But if it's a contentious issue, we'll just look it up after the session and carry on. If you want to try and do something, just try and do it. We apply a little bit of rule of cool as well. And if I sound surprised, that's because sometimes I'm quite surprised by what can happen. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. We should definitely be creative. It's fun. Oh yeah, a couple of things that are different from Strahd. In Strahd, we didn't encounter that many taverns, villages, and stuff. And actually, in terms of session time, Strahd took a long time. But in terms of game time, we weren't actually there that many weeks. But this could be potentially quite different. There's like a resource management element here. So I'm going to need you to track weights of stuff you're carrying better. There needs to be a bit of a decision made sometimes about, do I need that 5th suit of armor dragging along behind me? I know we didn't worry too much last time, but we're going to need to. And the other thing that I kind of didn't worry about too much in Strahd, which I'm probably going to try and keep track of better, is long rests are only once in 24 hours. Because it's a dungeon with lots of smaller and larger encounters, part of the fun and the challenge of it is it's budgeting your resources in terms of your spell slots and all that stuff. So when you encounter 5 goblins, fine, it's not a big deal. You're going to win, but the question is how will you win? How little health will you lose? Yada yada yada. If that makes any sense?
Sure do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a bit tropey. We're going to start in a tavern tonight, and we're going to spend a little bit of time in the tavern because while there will be a chance to gather secrets, and people may approach you and give you things they wish you to do in the dungeon, etc., etc., etc. Now, again, those of you that remember the last session, I can almost completely banned PvP in the last one, but I've softened a little bit on it. Just don't be a dick is the general rule with PvP. If your character absolutely would punch someone in the face because they've upset you about your parents, then punch them in the face. That's fine. But if it gets to be every 5 minutes, like it's spoiling the flow of the adventure because everyone's fighting all the time. Then it will just go again. But for the moment, as long as people, I've known you guys long enough now that I'm not worried about you all being dicks to each other. So if you need to PvP, then we'll roll with it a little bit. And if your PvP turns into my character is a totally evil bastard, then that might be time for a new character. We just have to take it as it comes. The other thing is like meta knowledge, got some experienced players. Just try and think about things your characters know as opposed to things that you know. I mean, I'm not going to be a dick about enforcing it, saying, "Oh, your character would not know this," but if we all kind of work together to try and create more of a role play environment, that'd be cool. And I'll try and give inspiration out if you've managed to not know something in character that you might have known outside the game, and it costs you a bit of a disadvantage for your character. Then I'll try and give you inspiration to kind of bounce it off. In terms of the dungeon style, we talked about it being a mega dungeon. You are going to need to do you won't need to do mapping because obviously it's maps through Roll20, but we are used to in Strahd these lovely, pretty pictures of rooms that look great, and they're like if there are bones on the floor, the picture of the room will have bones on the floor. But the maps for this module aren't like that. They're a bit bare, to be honest. There's kind of key features only. Most of the rooms are white gridded. It's a bit boring. But that means that if it's because of the size of the dungeon, if you suddenly go, "Oh, we found the doohickey for the thingamajig," and by the time you found the doohickey, you've forgotten where the thingamajig was. So you're going to need to. I don't mind if we have one cartographer every session that kind of scribbles
Hello.
the odd note.
Sorry for being late.
No problem at all. So I don't mind if we have one person in terms of that's going to make little notes on the map. That would be absolutely fine by me. But it may be worth occasionally somebody taking a note about, this is room 6, and I'll make a note of what's in room 6. Otherwise, you might forget what stuff is. I don't know how often that's going to be an issue, but I do know when I was watching some YouTube videos of people playing Mage, it came up a couple of times. Player absences, we've got a couple of players who have got to work some weeks, and that's fine. I've got Winterheart needs to work, and Dave needs to work on some occasions. So I'm going to give you in-game a patron, and the patron is going to have a way to get you in and out of the dungeon when they've got other jobs for you. So it's just easier for everyone else. We don't want to Strahd again. It was fine. I don't want I know Pete last time ended up taking over other tokens quite a bit, and I'm trying to avoid that. So we'll make it nice and easy by literally you're not there for the session. Your character has other stuff to do. Just going to make it easier all around, and I think it's just going to be smoother than trying to work out a reason why suddenly, Dave's dwarf has decided to explore lots of rooms on his own in the dungeon. That's not going to really work as well.
Matt, I feel like you're hedging your bets there, man.
Damn, you know me
That
so
hurts.
well, Matt. Jesus.
I feel like you're interfering with the betting process by saying that.
So we can't kill Dave on the weeks he's not here. It's going to be fun. We teleported last time, Howard. We teleported Dave to a mountaintop like hundreds of miles away when he wasn't here. So yeah.
Did he manage to fall off?
Well, the first time he took a trip through the mountains, he was killed by wolves wandering over mountains by himself. We did manage to escape the second time. So we're not going to have any of that. It's fun. Yeah, so if you're absent, your character's absent. Sometimes Halaster is not... He's not like Strahd, but he is like Strahd in this dungeon in a way, because this is his realm. Like this dungeon, he created whole swathes of it. Some of it's evolved naturally from other beings, but essentially this is his dungeon, and he can do what he wants. He controls lots of it still. So if the goblin hits for 36 damage or whatever, don't think, Matt, you've misrolled there. The goblin's hit for 36 damage. Think, what the fuck has Halaster done to this goblin? How do I get away from whatever this thing is? That sort of stuff can happen. Or, I mean, if you want to check, because sometimes I probably just click the wrong dice. You are right, it's a fair point. This dungeon has dead ends as well. So not every dead end has a secret door. Some do. Some have mimics. Some have cubes. Some have acid that drops from the ceiling. But some dead ends are just big old boring long corridors that Halaster built and didn't finish. You're just going to have to deal with that. Spell components. I'm going to run with similar rules to before. Like for all the components you need to use for your wizard or whatever. I'm assuming you brought them with you in a little satchel, and the spells you're going to learn at level 6. I assume you brought them too. The thing comes when you get to when we get to learning spell levels above where you are now. Just send me a little PM and say my spell requires me to have this, and either I will say, oh, you probably brought that along with you. That's cheap enough, or I might say, well, shit, that's quite rare in this dungeon, but I'll try and make sure we include it somewhere so there's at least an opportunity for your character to learn that spell you want to learn. Just work together a bit on that. Inspiration rules. Inspiration lasts between sessions. If I give you inspiration, and you can only have one inspiration stacked up at a time. So just use it and have fun with it. Don't save it for that special occasion. In terms of hiding and like advantage on attacks, if you're not sure, just check. I follow the guidelines for hiding is that if there's nothing to hide behind or in, then you just can't hide. Even if you say you're going stealth mode, if the goblin's seen you walk into the corner and duck, it's probably still going to know you're there. Like you need to have a reason to be able to hide. Also, player death. Player death in my campaigns is a thing that can happen. Are you aware of that, Dave?
Right, I'm taking notes, right?
Okay, yeah. So, sometimes player death can happen, and sometimes you'll be able to resurrect your character, and that'll be fine. Listening to a campaign recently where they've literally dragged this poor guy up 3 levels of dungeon, back up to Waterdeep, got him to a temple, got him resurrected, and that's all fine. And sometimes that's just not going to be possible because some of the forms of death in this particular dungeon are horrible. You can have things disintegrated which can leave you unable to be resurrected, even with the most powerful of magics. So anyway, just hey.
One quick
Yep.
question. So
Yeah,
on,
sure.
I guess Revivify. Speaking of bringing dead
Yep.
back, it requires apparently diamonds worth 300 GP to cast. So, I guess what do you suggest in terms of components on that one?
Sure. Well, it's going to be something you use rarely, right? I guess you'd hope.
Yep.
So
You are in a campaign with Dave the Rave, so
I mean, Lee, what are you saying?
What I will say is you've got enough components to cast it a couple of times. Let's give you 2 charges on it.
Okay.
And then after that, you're going to have to find some way of either getting the stuff or getting to. There are opportunities and ways of moving back to Waterdeep to go and barter. And there are opportunities in this campaign to become very rich, where that price will not be an issue for you guys. Does that sound okay?
Sounds great.
I mean, there's opportunity to get really rich. There's all sorts of treasure down there. I mean, not like levels 1 and 2. And to be honest, as we kind of start the initial levels, you'll think, where is this treasure people were talking about? Because it makes sense. The upper levels have been picked pretty dry. Adventurers are there pretty often. There might even be other adventurers down there at the moment picking that clean. Yada yada yada. But as you get deeper, there's some pretty neat stuff, and other stuff you don't need. There will be opportunities for you to sell that for a shed load of gold. Your characters could do well out of this, and if they're money orientated, then great. The other thing is something I've come across a few times recently is like token moving. Just so to be really clear, if you move a token somewhere, I'm going to assume your characters move there. However, if I'm still like saying things that happen, like supposing I'm saying, "Oh, this guy is just coming out of this secret door," or the curtains are just being withdrawn, if you could try not to move your characters around while those things are happening, because some of the things that happen might stop you then doing the movement in the first place or whatever. If that kind of makes any sense.
Yep, tracks.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you've like moved your character 10 rooms ahead, that's going to be no good because it won't have me chance to give me a chance to tell you the 5 traps you've run over before you've then uncovered half the dungeon.
I mean, that's the problem that you probably have to speak with Dave.
What do you mean? No. Dave's very good at finding traps. I've got no worries about Dave finding all the traps.
He's the best.
It's really human trap meat shield. Not a problem. The other thing, the big thing I want to talk to you about last, actually, before I give you a chance to ask questions, is XP. Now, I've seen people online run this dungeon with XP, and I've read forums at things that if you run XP in this dungeon as is, what you end up with is you have to almost leave the dungeon sometimes to grind to get to the right level to be on the next session. I don't really like all that. So I'm going to run something with your permission. That's why I'm talking to you about it now. Happily take opinions with like a mixture of milestones and XP, where to get from level 5 to level 6, all you need is 6 XP, and I will make sure that XP is somewhere on the levels that you can get to. And there might be that one of those experience points is attached to a quest or something someone's given you, or another one's attached to negotiating or killing a group of mobs or whatever, or using the special artifact. But I'll make sure there's enough XP in that floor and more, because you don't need to do everything on a level, every level, in order for you to kind of reach the level you need to be. And that way, if you choose to leave a level early, that's fine. There's still opportunity for you to level up in the next level. But you at no point should you feel like you need to go and leave the dungeon and kill 500 boars in order to get to level 6 to get to the 6th level and that kind of crap, which is what does my head in. But if everyone's on board with that, we'll run with the kind of XP milestone model. But if anyone's got any problems with it, shout now. Or if any questions about it, shout now.
You're the DM, it's your call.
Yep.
I'm more than happy with that.
I'm just curious as to the population of brooms
Yeah.
in this module.
It's fine until you get to the broom floor. We'll talk about that.
I'm not gonna open the book, Matt, but I'm gonna look through the appendix, and if I see fucking brooms,
There are already some homebrew elements appearing at the edges of this. And,
oh, I'm sure.
and if I don't kill you at level 20 with the room full of brooms, then I've not really done my job.
I'll tell you what, if this character gets to level 20, I'll be disappointed.
I mean, I want to get to level 20 with this character.
So
I'm going to do everything in my power to get to level 20 with this character.
well, I mean, this campaign does go up to level 20, and there's not a level on every floor. But what I will do is I'll, full disclosures, so it's let you know now is that each floor is about a level for the first couple of floors. So by the time you get to the second dungeon level, you want to be level 6. By the time you get your third, you want to be level 7. I'm not trying to trip you up on that. It slows down because if you've got 15 levels, character levels to do before 20, and you've got 23 dungeon levels, worth 2. But you'll definitely get a sense if you're underpowered for the part, and you'll be able to go back and get some bits you've missed.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard quite a bit about this without cracking the book, and one, it seems like a really, really good time, and 2, I have heard some absolute, madness come out of this module. So I'm here for it. Let's do it.
I mean, it is called Dungeons of the Mad Mage because it's a big dungeon and there's a mad mage in it, so mad stuff will happen.
I'm sure there's a dragon too, just because it's
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I mean,
The multiple dragons.
yeah. I mean, I'm going to be surprised if there is only one dragon.
all right. Well,
So what
at your leisure, Matt.
including and Howard. You guys want to ask me any questions before we get started? Most of you gave me before, I know, but shout if there's anything in any of that didn't make any sense.
Sounds all good, Matt, my man. Sounds good.
Or do
Real
not.
working. Thank you.
Cool. Well, that was very quick for a session 0. I guess we can get on with moving you to places you need to be, like the Yawning Portal. I'm just going to turn the audio from it. So, cool. Can you all see yourselves? That's step 1. Can we all see our own character tokens?
Can indeed.
Sure
yes.
can.
Yes, I can see me.
That is a really, really good start. So I think I'm not going to try and populate the Yawning Portal or its patrons because we're not going to spend a long time here. I'm just going to...
Spoilers!
Yeah, but the big hole is looming. You know that the place is run by Dern, and you've all made your way here for your own reasons. So in terms of that, I'm going to start with Reg. Reg, do you want to tell us a bit what your character looks like? And his first thing he talked about in his creative adventure hook was that he wants to go and talk to, was it Lord Vondane?
I don't know. So Reg is a Triton. If any of you are, you have made it to Waterdeep. If you are locals by any stretch of the imagination, you would probably know of, if not Ezra Regulus Dovin Edmont, then you definitely know of House Emond. House Emond sticks out because, one, his father, Lord Trade Captain, he's the trade captain. He owns a merchant fleet, and he supplies most of Waterdeep with quite a bit of trade goods. If you don't fly under his banner, you at least know of his banner or have some kind of ties to the network. More curiously than that is Lord Emont is a human. His wife is a half-elf, and they don't have any kids that fall into those specific ethnic categories. Reg would be the oldest. He is, as I said previously, he's a Triton male. He's about 5 foot tall. He's pretty thick for a fish person. He's somewhere between blue and purple. He's got it would be some excuse for hair, but they're more fins. And he's a very, very laid back individual. He has come here with a under disguise. I don't know how successful that is, but he is here with his lieutenant and his weapons master of his house, and he is probably seated somewhere in this area, talking to what appears to be a dwarf.
Okay, so he'll be talking to Dave the Rave. Dave, tell us about Lord Vondane Slayer.
Right, what's the all? What's the right? Right. This is Lord Vondane Slayer Oath. But his original name was Lord Vondane Oath. He used to be a lord of the Silver Mountains in distant lands, far away. Fortunately, he got undermined by vermin ratkin type creatures that came from the below the mine shafts and opened the gates to my hold, and my entire family got slain. And I'm the sole survivor of the hold, so I took the Slayer's Oath. Hence why I've got ginger hair, mohawk, tattoos, bare chest. That's with a purple like a cloak, just to keep myself warm on long distance journeys.
Is there,
And
so, and as Reg approaches you, Reg, what do you say?
Well, hey there, man. So I got some information that maybe you would be able to help me with this this thing I'm looking for.
what thing will be that, laddie?
So I'm kind of missing a brother, and my sources tell me that you may have information about his whereabouts, or maybe where. You see, it's a really weird story, but we're like very distant, but we're definitely brothers. And
So I'm going to leave that conversation going on in the background. I'm going to find out what Shiro's doing at the same time.
Okay, so Shiro is a tabaxi, a cat folk. He has like his fur that is basically shades of orange, yellow, and red, and he has this like armor and this like lots of trinkets and jewelry, and he's a little hyperactive and like kind of wanna keep attention to stuff like for very little time because everything is boring after 5 minutes.
So in the yawning portal, what sorts of what do you think he'd be doing?
Yeah, I come here because actually I followed my waste god, and he told me that there is something of his property, his proprietary, fucking words, something of his property that is down there, and maybe it's connected to something that he wants. And I'll be going to do stuff here, and I need to be here because he has plans for me, basically.
Cool. Okay, and we've also got Grim Cloudgazer. What is Grim doing in a bar? I feel like I can answer this before I have even finished the sentence.
Grim is sitting alone at one of these tables close to the winch. Grim is a rather stocky, some would say overweight, perhaps for his 4'5" size, red hair, and the most plush and bountiful beard anyone could have seen for quite some time. It is just fabulous this afternoon, and he decided to braid it today. And he's perusing the various individuals working their way down the winch, eyeing each one, trying to decide who would make a good teammate or teammates as he considers going down the well or the pit to try to find information about the artifact of the Church of Amantur that he's in search of. He's come a long way from the island and his silent learnings on healing, etc. But he knows that down this pit at least lies knowledge, if not the actual artifact itself. And so he's really trying to find a group because he's smart enough to know, given his past history and various battle circumstances and his somewhat decent understanding of what lies beneath, that going alone would be foolhardy. But then again, there are a lot of fools that seem to be going down that hole. So he's looking around.
Tonight it's pretty raucous actually. Tonight, like 3 groups of people have gone down already, and as I haven't done it yet. So the yawning portal, you can see the big hole in the middle. On top of that hole, what you can't see is the winch, and kind of every half an hour or so, somebody else will volunteer to go in the bucket, jump into this kind of cauldron-looking thing, and be lowered down into the first level of the Undermountain. It's a pretty plush-looking tavern. There's rich blue tapestries all over the walls, like decent stout wood for the tables. Simple trim, but obviously very well looked after by its famous innkeeper, Dernan. And Dernan is although he doesn't need to serve drinks, he's definitely at the bar at this stage. He's having a laugh with the customers. You can see him taking the odd bet, and he's shouting every time and cheering people on as they go down into the Undermountain, enjoying the sport of it all. Sorry, did you want to add anything else, Grim?
No, he's just again looking around. He sees some interesting folks, including the blue fish guy down in the corner, talking to a fellow dwarf, and he's somewhat curious what they could be conversing about.
So we've also got a Leif. A Leif. What is a Leif up to in the Yawning Portal tonight?
Leif is a human who was a happy-go-lucky thief or treasure hunter who grew up in the dock ward, pretty poor upbringing. Then he did a job where he had to rob a place, and it went really bad, and then he went to prison for a few years. When he got out, he completely changed. He's really hardened. Even his body language is different. He would be standing... I can't move my token, but he would be standing right here. With one knee on top of this circle and just darting the room, looking everywhere. He came to the Yawning Portal because he wants to go in, but he's trying to look who could he join up with to go. Everyone would notice that he's staring a lot in this area.
Oh, great.
You guys are being stared at by a lot of people. So over the next couple of minutes, there's a general
I'm
hubbub.
blue.
Yeah, well,
I'm a fucking cat. So, and I'm gonna play with you because you're a fish.
so many Yondu jokes in this campaign are going to happen, but we're not there yet. So over the next couple of minutes, each of you are approached and by one of the barmaids. There's a couple of barmaids on tonight. Not Dernan's wife; she's not there at the moment. But and they're human, quite pretty looking. But they say Dernan needs a word. I'd like you to make your way to the kitchen. Try not to make it too obvious. They're drunk enough; they probably won't notice. And one by one, you will get this kind of message to come into the kitchen for a quiet word.
I'm a little bit surprised. Oh, okay. There we go. Where is the kitchen?
Where your character is. You get kind of.
I still can't connect my...
Yeah, I think that's because I populated the tokens into this screen before I allocated everyone's permissions. They'll work when we get to the next level, but I'm not going to spend time fiddling with it now and interrupt the flow. I'll just move them for now. It's probably not essential.
Sure.
Is everyone happy to accept their invitations?
Yep.
So Reg kind of like looks
to
to his left and to his right to Aaron and Luca and is like, do you think he means like all of us or just like me?
I'll just pat him on the back. I think we're having fish tonight.
All right. You guys stay here and be cool. Just be cool. I'm gonna go talk to Durin.
This is the most interesting group I've seen for a while. I'm game. I have to see what's going on.
So he drags you into the kitchen. There is like I don't know how to put this. There is a giant minotaur chopping onions in the corner, wearing an apron. Christian, can you tell us what we see?
Order up! Order up!
Oh no. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
I know. I kind of like notice you guys. But what you're going to see for you is indeed as the DM described it. He's nearly 7 foot. He is massive. You notice he's got scars all over his legs, his arms. You can't quite see his body because it's covered in an apron. And you're obviously very surprised that it doesn't really sound like a minotaur. It's a bit bizarre as he talks. It's very gruff and deep. Still got a bit of a strange twang to it. So he's still going to carry on chopping, but he doesn't notice you come into the room, but he knows Durin's asked you in, so he's not overly surprised.
The other person in the room-
DM. Oh, I apologize.
Carry on.
What do we come in through these stairs? I suppose we come up or down through these stairs.
Yeah, you kind of go up one level, and there's just like a corridor that's just full of like bags of flour and bits of meat and barrels of meat. It's like definitely behind the scenes time. And then down to the
Yes.
stairs.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as Reg comes down, probably last because he's a bit slow, but he sort of trips over the last stair, and just like as he looks up, he sees this giant minotaur, and oh, you're a specimen, friend.
Whatever. And I carry back on my onions. So I've put up a picture of what he looks like in Discord.
Oh, I saw it.
It's a Frisian cow, for those who don't know. So think a lot of white and black.
A Frisian Minotaur. Like...
Yep. I see your guests have arrived, Durin. I've got work to do. And if you're perceptive, you'll notice a massive great axe over the fire. Just don't make a mess in my kitchen, you lot.
There is another in the kitchen as well. That's awesome.
There is something that piqued my interest in the kitchen.
Yep.
Like some food.
Oh yeah, there's pots and pans of food being made. There's a couple bubbling on the stove. There's a cauldron of something in the corner. There's half-chopped vegetables. There's a couple of plates ready to go out.
My eyes dart around and I notice him looking. Don't touch the food. You're not a paying customer.
I mean, I am a paying customer.
And the other person in this room is this gnome, female gnome.
And when he's distracted, I try to.
She's got
fix it.
this red curly hair. She's got a leather tunic. She's got this curly blue frock that looks like it's meant for dancing as much as anything else. And she's quite small, even for a gnome. And as you kind of walk in, she's kind of looking you up and down and smiling and kind of pats you on the shoulder. Shiro like tries to stroke your cap fur. Oh, you're beautiful, she says.
Thank you.
Your fur is lovely. Oh, wow. Can I stroke it some more?
Order up.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, wow. Listen, could you all take a seat at this? There's a makeshift table here, and I'm so nervous. I've never done this before. And she gestures to a few seats in the corner, and she kind of says, "Listen, Durnham's an old friend, and this is Alan." She says, "Alan."
Yep.
Yep. You're going to need to hear this too. Durnham's don't sit down. He's told me you're not to sit down. You break the chairs. You stand. And she looks at you all and says, I'm here on secret business. And this is my secret things. Isn't it glorious to be doing secret things? Does any of you like doing secret things?
Reg's face is blank like a piece of paper.
I can see that you all like secret things. This is great. We're gonna get along just fine.
Spit it out, gnome.
Yeah. Oh, this is my first time. I am so sorry. I'm working. I keep the interests of a certain new guild, and you probably haven't heard of us. Very small, very small. But they've seen all of you, and they've asked me to put a team together to go into the portal to go down the hole. Isn't that exciting? You get to be on a team.
Alan gets meat cleaver and whacks it into the chopping block and turns around, faces the gnome, crosses his arms. I'm listening.
So I work for the Hope Spinners, and did you know there are some horrible things that go on in Waterdeep, and it's nasty. So me and my crew, we got together and we thought we're gonna try and get this thing off the ground and get rid of some of the. Well, there's some people here that do not have kindness on their minds, and that's not right. So we're going to do our best here to. Or have any of you heard of Xanathar?
Of course, I've heard of him.
Please!
I-
That seems an interesting name.
I
never heard of
I have heard that name before. Yes, I have.
Now you mustn't say it out there. It's a secret. But there's he's definitely he's not one of the nicest elements, and he's definitely more of a presence on the streets. And some people we know have run afoul and of him, and he's definitely sending people down there into the dungeon. And he's even set up some watch posts. And the people I work for very much would like to just, I mean, what you do with them when you find them is up to you. But we need to know where those watch posts are and how strong they are and who's there and what information they've got and what color their skin is and what they're wearing. This is so much fun. I've never done espionage before. We'd be able to pay you, and while you work for us, we could find you places to stay. And I've got this cool stone, so that we can get some of you back if we need you once you're in there. I call it. You're gonna love this. The rainbow, sparkly, glittery stone of summoning power. You like it?
Alan just snorts. Whatever.
I dig it. That's a great name.
That's a
For a
fantastic name.
Yeah, well, you can call it what you like, but she looks over at she looks over at Reg, who said he digged it, and she tosses him this little stone. And it looks like a pearl, actually. But if you catch it in a certain light, as you hold it up to the hearth, it kind of it glitters in prismatic rainbow colors.
Let's be clear. Reg does not catch this. He does try. He certainly tries, but it's just like trying to, and then he manages to get it with a hand, like in between the webbing of two fingers. Oh, wow! You were right. It is rainbow sparkly.
Oh, this
That's
is
pretty
wonderful.
cool.
I'm filled with so much confidence after seeing you catch that. Thank you. And the rest of you look so strong. But I've full disclosure, you're not the first group of people in our employ to go down into the yawning portal. Well, we're hoping you'll be the first to come back up and tell us some things, though. So that's neat. It's not totally safe, but you guys look like you can handle yourself, and you've seen the odd thing. And the good thing about the people I work for, they're called the did I tell you they're called the Hope Spinners? Oh, it sounds spidery to me, but I didn't make the name up. And yeah, they're really happy for you to take any jobs on the side. They just need that information on the first couple of levels, and if you're willing to do that for us, we'd be very grateful. I mean,
Well, it can't be any worse paid than what I'm getting at the moment.
oh well, pay, sure. How does 800 gold pieces sound if you can give me just the whereabouts of those locations? Not only that, my organization has got kind of a thing for magic items, and I've heard there's some down there. Have you heard there's some down there?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, these things are great, and if you find any magic items that are of common quality, I'll give you 10 platinum pieces for each one. If you
That
find any
sounds like a deal.
find any that are uncommon, I'll give you 50 platinum pieces for each one.
Well, this is sounding pretty good.
If you find me a rare item, I could go as high as 500 platinum pieces. They're very useful to us. Oh, go on. Ask me how much I'll give you for a very rare item.
One.
1,000.
5,000 platinum pieces. Sound good?
Yes, it does. And so I looks around at the group.
Grim,
That's not too bad. That's a lot of money.
Grim kind of analyzes kind of what he's seen. Does he feel any deceit? I guess.
Give me an insight check.
First rule of the
First
game.
roll of the game.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, he doesn't sense that any of the things she said are disingenuous. Although she belongs to a guild that she has told you is into espionage, and so you also don't think that she's telling you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Like, she's definitely hiding stuff, but no more than anyone else in Waterdeep. And the things that she's saying, she definitely earnestly believes.
Well, I certainly did not expect a sponsor to go down just to sponsor me down the pit. But you know what? This doesn't suck.
Oh, and the best thing is, I need you to keep it a secret. And that means I need you all to find very good reasons to go down there that do not involve the hope spinners at all, because we prefer no one even know we existed. Old friends returning and all that, but out there, you won't see me for dust. So, Durnan's agreed to. We're old friends, to waive the fee for going down in the cauldron tonight. But I reckon you've got an hour before the last bucket goes down. And, well, there's plenty of people in the bar looking for work. And there's other patrons there that have been down and come out alive to tell the tale. So maybe spend a little bit of time, talk to the people around here, and find as much as you can, and then go down. Come back. You bring me the stuff. I'll give you the money. Sound good? Any questions?
I've got some orders to finish up here. I'll leave these guys to figure it out.
No. Durnan's sending someone else in. You are relieved of your duties.
Ugh, easy come, easy go.
I've hired you. Durnan said that you would have your own reasons for wanting to go in, but I didn't ask too much.
Oh yes.
I mean, this sounds like propering adventurer, but I'm here for actually a different reason. But if our reasons align, I didn't really estimate that I would be descending into the hole. But I appreciate the offer.
Everyone who sees that hole, their eyes glow with glittery gold, and they all go down in the end. It's marvelous fun.
Okay.
Well, let me get my gear, and I'll meet you out front.
Great. I'm just going to sneak out here at first and give me a few minutes. If there's any more questions, now's the time. You may not see me again for a little while. Very busy being part of a secret organization.
I bet.
Now, shush! Don't tell anyone. And she rushes up the stairs. Yeah. Do you guys want to stay in here, or are you going to kind of head straight back?
I'm just gonna grumble under my breath and clunk around, and I'll go and get my gear.
A waitress comes down and she starts she says, we're going to miss you, Alan. And she starts, let me take over here. And she starts chopping the onions you were chopping before.
Just don't put too much salt in the stew. I'll kill you.
Oh, Alan.
Reg is actually going to make his way back to the table that he left Luca and Aaron at. But as he sits down, lightning strikes his brain.
Actually, somebody at that table.
Oh.
But it's like he did have his back to you, like he didn't want to talk. And then as you sit down, he turns around and chats to you. He's He's got a lute on his back. He's got a little pointy beard thing. Looks like he could burst into song at any minute. Lovely looking guy. Greetings, traveler.
Are my people still at this table, or did I just walk to a random table?
Your people are at the bar at this stage.
Oh,
This is the table you were sat down at, and
right. No, that's that.
mingling.
100% tracks. Hello, person. My name's Reg.
My name's Matt. Matrim, in fact, Matrim Merrick. You probably heard of me, famous bard, singer of all of these lands. Waterdeep patrons come from miles around. Well, actually, I'm kind of new.
So, Reg has this really interesting tick where when he feels moderately uncomfortable, which doesn't happen very often based on who he is as a person, but he's sort of like he kind of like what you would assume is an ear, but is actually a fin. He sort of just kind of like pulls at one of the striations along the frill. Yeah, absolutely. I've definitely, totally. Your famous bard. Yep.
Oh, great. Well, now, you're clearly come here well armed. Tell me, friend, is it your intention to go down into the deep tonight?
You know, you're the second person I've met this evening that has asked me if that was my intention, and truthfully, I wasn't intending to take the leap, but it seems like the universe is kind of.
Oh, Fred, there's no need to be so blue about it.
There's one.
Yeah. Just listen. Did you know? This is very exciting. Do you know that some levels down there is a way into Skullport? Have you heard of Skullport? Have you heard of Skullport? Skullport's kind of the place a respectable bard like me doesn't necessarily want to go, especially if he owes a debt to a half-drow, for example. However, if you did find yourself going down and getting as far as Skullport, then maybe you could give the female half-drow named Kalal, give her my pouch and tell her our debt is settled.
DM, I heard about 6 of those words. Let me close Discord and try and go through the browser.
Yeah. I will put it in the chat window as well. And then I will get to what everyone else is doing. Yeah, he says there's somebody that's done some work for me, a spy, and Kalal helped her out when she needed to. What I'd really like, oh, he's gone again. There we go. What I'd really like you to do is just deliver this pouch, and I'll make sure you get your reward. Do you think you can manage that? If you don't go to Skullport, just bring the pouch back. Listen, I've got the money now, but I'm a bit concerned about going any closer to Skullport than I need to, particularly having made no friends of the drow. Does that sound something you can do?
No problem.
That was Reg. Okay, we're going to move from Reg. Sorry, what did
yes.
you want to do at the bar as you go back in? Talk me through it.
I was just behind Reg, listening to the conversation.
Yep. So I'll just check up through chat. Grim mingles at the bar to overhear what you can hear. I'll put Grim over here. So Grim, can you give me a D20 roll? Now, in this campaign, at various points, there is a chance to learn secrets, and some are true and some are not. But these are things that people that have been into the dungeon and come out may well know or have heard rumors about. You can't take them all for truth, but they may all provide valuable information. Okay. So you're kind of at the bar next to an old woman who doesn't look like an adventurer. And she says, Dwarf, you intended to go down there. You look like you could really make it, you know.
That's my current plan. Why do you ask?
Yeah. Have you heard? And she loves telling this tale. You can tell by her voice. Have you heard of the Mage Hallister?
Perhaps a little.
But did you know that when he first came to Undermountain, he brought with him 7 apprentices? And one of those apprentices was called Nestor. And did you know what happened to Nestor?
No, I don't.
He became a lich. Yeah. Cool, huh? And she says, he is the reason I do not go beyond a certain level once I get there. Did you know that the process didn't quite work? His phylactery and body disintegrated, and now only his floating skull and skeletal arms remain. Being driven mad by his failure, he continues to haunt Undermountain in his weakened form. Not too weak for most people, though. A weak lich is still a powerful wizard. I would take care.
How'd you come across this information?
I wasn't always this old, lad.
Any tips as I dive down?
Yeah, absolutely. Secret doors. Keep a lookout for them. And if you find the broom cupboard, don't trust the brooms.
Got it.
So you've got Dave over there. Christian, what would Alan be doing?
So he's going to be walking out. He likes dwarfs. Dwarfs are good fighters. So he's going to kind of like hang around where Grim is. He sees that the other dwarf is kind of like with the bluefish dude.
Cool.
But now you see what he's carrying the most massive axe. Looks pretty normal for him, but it is a huge axe. So he's also got half plate on, and he's got hand axes on it. He's tooled up, he's ready to go. He knows the tavern very well. He's worked here.
Sure.
He's been down the portal a few times, so this is not unusual for him. Doesn't always go with groups. Tries to go on his own sometimes. Got his reasons. And he's always come back, not finding what he wants. So he's just gonna stomp his way over. People recognise him as the cook. Recognise food he's done. He's gonna get a few nods from patrons and drunk looks. But overall, he's just gonna come over to the bar as well.
Yeah, I think Pete's internet might have gone, by the way. He's disappeared from Discord and from Roll20, which I've never ever known him do. So we will carry on.
So is there anybody near me at all that I'd recognise or know, or should I just talk to Grim?
So yeah, well, next to you is somebody you've seen in the bar a couple of times. A chap who most people know as Volo.
All right, Volo.
He's like a famous explorer. And buy you and the dwarf a drink.
Dwarf, are you up for a drink?
Absolutely.
Take it while you can. This guy doesn't buy drinks often.
I'll have 2 then.
Don't push your luck.
No, you have two. This is most fortuitous. I've been on many adventures, but I've never been down there. It must be awfully exciting. You have to tell me one time what you've seen. Are you intending to go there again?
I am indeed, yeah. Down a few times. This guy here, this dwarf here might come with me.
Did you ever hear when you were down there of a throne? A throne of such miraculous work that it once belonged to the elven kingdom of Ilafan. It says alabaster and beautiful.
Don't think I've ever seen that.
No, you haven't. Did you know that when their kingdom was near destroyed, the dwarves feared so much that the throne would be destroyed. They stole it right under from the elves' noses. Exciting. But then they hid it for so long that who knows where it is. But at that time, they were digging the tunnels of Undermountain. I just wonder if it survives. I could find a home for it. You can't miss it. It's you don't get too many thrones that are that beautiful and elven and carved of pure alabaster.
So you want me to go there and get it?
I mean, that would be amazing.
But you don't know where it is.
No, but I have rare gifts for you that you would not find anywhere else in this land from the adventures that I've been on myself.
Oh, I know what you've been on. Are they kosher?
You'd know Volo. Volo's been in and out, and he goes on all sorts of adventures, and he often comes back with purses full of coin and strange items, sometimes with like a range of different people that he's met in other places. So you'd recognize that he's usually throws straight dice.
What you got then? You're not coming down then?
Not I. I am needed far away in the Elven lands.
So what you got for us then? What do you reckon, Grim?
Well, it is a dwarven throne, and I like alabaster, so I'll keep my eye out for it.
I mean, what you get? What's in it for us then? We go down and find it.
I have magical weapons, which you honestly could not find anywhere else. And well, I've got a couple of very nice ones that when I pass next this way, if I see you here and I'm able to grab the throne, then I would definitely pass your way.
Yeah, the thing is, it's going to be heavy, isn't it?
That, my friend, is something I cannot help with. Still, are you aware that you're 7 foot tall and a minotaur?
Oh yes, I am. My mind ain't what it used to be. I forget.
I feel like carrying should be something more suited to you.
That's very true.
So, gonna go to what Shira is doing.
Yes, I will go out of the kitchen, and I'll go finding the tavern minstrel or bard, if you want to say.
Sure. Well, the bard is talking to Reg still. Reg's not here, and but as you walk over there, you do hear snippets of a conversation by several other people at this table here. Roll a d20.
$17.
You hear people going, "I don't believe it. No, it's true. It's true. The last group that came out, I've seen them. The Gith Yankee have invaded the Undermountain."
The second that I was walking to my promised land, the bard, and I see, what are you saying? What do you cannot believe it?
My friend is telling me he doesn't believe my story, but I'm telling you it's true. The Gith Yankee have invaded Undermountain.
Tell me more. Do you want something to drink? If you tell me the story, it's going to be on me.
Knowing what I do about them, it's good to meet a true believer, friend. But his friend's just rolling his eyes, going, he's drunk again. He's like this all the time. Shush.
I mean, I take like a notebook and start to like writing stuff that he says.
Yeah, you think, well, I think they're probably building a stronghold or a creche away from the timeless astral plane, where they can raise their young and maybe train them in the art of war, and then maybe they'll explode from the portal and take over all of Waterdeep. I don't want to be here drinking when that happens.
Wait, you don't want to be here drinking? And what do you want to do?
Not when the Githyanki invade. No, I'm going to be saving up enough money to buy that farm I've always wanted. Just as soon as this week's drinking is done.
Yeah, beware about wild creature like howlbear, dire wolves, undead. Yeah, the Githyanki are the problem.
Winter, what is your character doing? What is
he's going to walk essentially in a circle around this whole thing, but make it look as natural as possible. So it could take about an hour, but what he's doing, he's listening to everything.
I like it. And give me a perception check. Cool. So you notice that somebody else is doing the same thing, like slowly going down, looking down the portal occasionally, sipping her Tsar, trying to listen to the gossip around her, but trying not to interact herself with anyone, just trying to see if anyone else is having any secret dealings. And as she sees you doing the same thing, she kind of slows down until you meet up. And I've got a little, I can put the image into Discord for a minute. I'm in trouble with handouts tonight. Kind of looks like this.
Interesting.
And she says, "Are you? Is it your plan to go down there?"
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Usually, when we get someone new, they listen. You're not the only one that went down there. My brother Crasando. He disappeared down there 4 weeks ago, and with it, the ring of my noble house. We're kind of on the lookout for people who might be able to find evidence of his whereabouts, or at the very least, the damn ring.
What does this ring look like?
It has a pattern on, much like the pattern on my hood, and it has got a red ruby in the center. My name is Vel Rosnar, although many in hushed tones know me as the Viper.
Have I, in my culture of thievery, ever heard of the Viper?
Give me an intelligence check. Nope. Turns out no. The name rings a bell, but you don't remember. Like, you've heard people talking about the Viper, but you didn't know it was connected with this person, shall we say?
Did you mention a reward?
My family can facilitate large rewards and furthers work. My whole family would be in debt. We are a wealthy lot. Unfortunately, my brother has recently brought us into some ill repute for his. Many people, me included, of course, are very against the idea of slavery, and shall we say he dabbled. Yes. Well, last heard of in Skullport, but goodness knows where his scheming has ended him up. If he's out there causing trouble for our family, I'm going to need him back. If he's not, I'm going to need to know about it. Your reward will very much depend on what you find.
So my reward would be bigger if I bring him back alive.
That's what I'm telling you. Yes. But we'll pay for any knowledge.
You have yourself a deal.
Just almost before you said that, she's kind of slipped away into the shadows, and you see her talking to somebody else. You get the impression that you're not the first person again she's asked to do this, but the customers here like to hedge their bets. And I don't know, everyone. Has anybody else not told me what they're doing at the bar? I think Alan, you spoke to follow. Dave, you spoke. You got Dave. What were you going to do? You were at the bar, weren't you?
Yeah, I was just drinking my beer, looking around. I was going to take my ale.
Do you want to roll on my table there, or to see if you can uncover a secret before you go down?
No, not at the moment. Just keep myself to myself, keep an eye out, like any suspicious characters or whatever. I don't want no secrets at the moment.
The barmaid's quite chatty.
I'll
She's
just
gonna-
go on.
She's going to say, "So another group going down tonight, huh?"
It looks that way, my dear. Slurp, slurp.
So what is it that's going to send you down the hole?
I just look down the bar, just see the monitor, and just smirk.
I suppose you're there because of the dwarves, yeah?
Not just the dwarfs, and I just flicker the coin to the beer and just walk.
She said the Malarkin clan were masters of stonework. You know, they built half that place. It's basically home from you, I expect.
Yeah, I guess so, but it won't live up to my standards.
Right. A bell is rung in the middle of the room, and there is a hushed silence as Dernan approaches the winch. It says, "Travelers, we are ready. Who?"
You finish my beer, for God's sake.
I down two.
I go.
You're a dwarf. I'm a minotaur.
Pete, are you back in, and you can hear us now?
Yeah, I am. 1,000 apologies. I don't know what the hell happened, but I missed half your speech. We'll assume that I'll assume that Reg was convinced and is now being shoved along by his handlers to wherever the winch is.
Dead. He's dead. He got killed.
That's okay. You act like I can't make up a character right now.
I put it in chat, but basically, Matrim wants you to. He wants you to go to Skullport and deliver a pouch to a drow. He doesn't really want to deliver it himself because he owes the pouch, and she's pissed off with him. And last time she saw him, she needed to kill him. But she did him a bit of a service and looked after a spy for him. He just wants you to give her the pouch, and you agreed.
Okay. Just real quick to RP. Between myself and my other imaginary characters.
Yes,
Aaron, are we sure that dwarf is the guy we're supposed to be here for? That's what my feelings tell me. All right, I guess. All right, well, tell Mother not to worry. I'm gonna go find him. Away we go.
You do, and as you kind of all get into the cauldron in the middle of the well, the crowd starts cheering again. You see bits of paper change hands, some of them between Dernan, and he says, "Your bill for re-entry to this tavern will be 1 gold piece per person for a ride back up, gentlemen." However, the bill on this occasion has been paid to your good fortune. So enjoy the ride down. And he starts turning his winch.
Reg really doesn't get that it's just like a token thing that he says every time someone goes down. So he's like, Durin, it's great to meet you. Heard the best.
Well, hopefully, when I change your map, you should then have control of your characters, which would be cool. It might take a second to load up. It is a big old map. So the well's kind of 40 foot in diameter, and it's kind of the cheering at the top of the well, sort of fades away as you go down. But even at the bottom, you can still hear just about some of the noise from the bar. Takes about a minute to get down. Some of you will have noticed the lovely detail that quite a lot of the rope is stained with blood of varying colours, and also of like varying ages. There's like fresh blood that seems like it could have been left there a couple of nights ago, and there's blood that looks like it could have been there for many moons. I will drag you to the right point on the map. Oh. Can everyone see themselves? Everyone just give me a little tester to see if they can move their characters around now.
Roger.
Definitely can.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I want that.
Well, that worked a lot better than I predicted it might with all these new janky light settings. So I'll take it.
Look at this. It's a 3.5 dungeon. Holy shit.
Exactly.
It's a bit of a lag for my token, but I think I'm moving it.
Yeah. Cool. So the first room. This is you mean you've heard of this room? Lots of people have talked about what it's like when you get down here. But just so you know, a couple of things that are always going to be true in this dungeon. If I don't tell you how tall the room ceiling is, some of the rooms are quite tall, and the ceilings are usually as tall as the room is wide. So if it's a 40-foot room, it's a 40-foot ceiling. These squares are 5-foot squares, just to give you an idea. And again, if I don't say anything, it's kind of a mixture on the walls of smooth and works rough-hewn stone. If you enter anything that's different from rough-hewn stone or smooth worked stone, I will tell you about the walls as well. Some levels may be different to others, but that is true for all of this level. And in this room, it's 40 square foot. The floor is sandy. Imagine like a gladiator's pit, and this thin layer of sand covers the stone floor. Almost it's like a shit pit, really. And there's hanging shields all over the walls. There must be like between, like, if you look around the walls, there's probably 50, 60 shields. And they all look absolute crap. They none of them look usable. They look rusty. Yeah, I mean there's like a decent sized layer of sand on the floor. Let's see. Somebody can start off with a perception check. I don't mind who. Like, who's the first to start looking around when you get downstairs? Wow.
I've kind of like been here before. I'm not really interested in. I've seen it.
Yeah, Shiro, as you get to the bottom, you just hear very faintly in the north wall, from where you are, light footfalls, like a light humanoid creature is running somewhere to the north. And then it dies down. Yeah, so room full of shields on the walls, sand on the floor. Welcome to the dungeon, and what do you guys want to do?
I have somebody.
You have what? Sorry.
I hear someone running.
Oh. Oh right.
But running where?
To the corridor. Hey, you look blue. I like your color. And I start to touching you.
Hey man, thanks. That's real cool of you. I appreciate that you like my color. I like your fur. That's something I haven't
Thank you.
encountered before.
You're so polite.
Grim's gonna
Mother would appreciate you saying that I'm polite.
Grim's
Sorry,
gonna
Grim.
take a quick little peek around the corner, just to look around the corner there, bottom left.
Okay. You see the corridor opens up into the south, and then there's like a turn about 20 foot down.
I'm gonna sort of walk up to Reg, sort of like peer down at him. What's your deal then?
And Reg very slowly just tilts his head up and looks at his chin. I don't know. What do you mean? What do you mean? What is my deal? What is your deal? What is anybody's deal?
Well, you kind of people like the city, right? Isn't it?
Oh, right. I'm adopted.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
I'm not. I mean, to each his own, I guess.
Well, that is very true. So what are you good at then, Reg? Why am I an East Ender gangster?
I don't know where this
I'm
is going.
turning into the Crate. Anyway,
Or like Danny Dyer.
yeah.
I
mean, you've got this dwarf over here. Is he your friend?
I have met that man, or excuse me, dwarf, earlier this evening.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess we could be friends. I don't know. I mean, you might think it's a little too soon, but I feel like, yeah, we'd probably be pretty good friends. I mean, what about you, man? Like, I totally need to be your friend. Like, look at you. And he sort of like has to slap his shoulders, but he's only got a 5-foot wingspan, so probably can't get there.
Well, yeah. Don't try him. Right.
I mean, I'm just here, man. I'm
So while you're having this conversation, Aleith, what is Aleith doing? As he lands, starts to look around.
I'm going to look around to see. Actually, I'm going to see if I can hear anything. Specifically down there. Sorry, I have like a 3-second delay moving my token.
Yeah, mine's Roll20's obviously janky. But mine is I've had to reload it. I could see the map, but I couldn't move any tokens, which is my DM is not ideal.
Is Dave back on?
You know?
Dave's back on, is he?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you can hear us. I think he's just reloading Roll20, which I can sympathise with because I am as well.
I'm going to try to listen down this corridor. I know
only
you
have
said
like
stealth.
a third of the tokens.
Yeah, mine disappear every now and then as well. But when I click my character, they'll come back. No idea.
Nice. That's nice.
I sort of like peer around and notice the guys going down. Don't go down without all of us. You don't know what's down there.
By the way, can you guys all see all right? I don't think we have any light. I'm fine, obviously.
I cannot. With
Man.
a smile.
I didn't see him.
We have spent so much time in Strahd land.
I intentionally took a character without dark vision this time.
So good shout. I'm gonna get a torch out.
Relatively well lit, but you see that as you go to the south, not be true for every room. in that there's still light pouring. So you're only kind of 80 foot down, really, from where the pub was. You've still got enough light to see with, and you can see the shields quite well and the floor quite well. It's
I'm going to get out and prep a torch though, because I know how dark it gets.
Sure, makes sense.
Well, before we go walking down these corridors, perhaps we should decide who should go first, second, and third. I'm happy to take up the rear and hold a torch if that helps.
Tip.
And I look at your torch. That's sparkly. I love it.
I mean, I don't really know much about this, but I'll be glad to somewhere near the front.
Yeah,
I'll
that
stay
sounds
in the middle and
great
look.
idea.
And now I look at the dwarf like with like orange hair and say, "Why do you have orange hair? It's you're the first dwarf I see with your hair like that. I like it. It seems like that's so similar to my fur."
What do you think of my beard? Special today, huh?
Ah, that's good too. Nice.
I love that you've just come down. You've just come down to the cauldron, to the Undermountain, one of the scariest dungeons known in the whole of Forgotten Realms. And you guys are swapping hair stories at this stage.
Matt, I made this character strictly to derail your campaign, so
Look, if we're going to go down there, this is how it goes. We need somebody who can see down, somebody used to the dark. I can't. You know, saying, here's a torch. And I sort of like attempt to light it.
Well, I'm happy to take the front or the back. I can see well, and I'm pretty good at finding things. So either I can protect us from the back or help scout.
Yeah, I like you. I like you. And I stay in the middle of the group, watching what everybody else does.
You mentioned stealth. We can't really stealth out in the open. But if I wanted to move forward,
you can move
stealthily.
stealthily. You just can't hide without there being something to hide. But let's just make the distinction between stealthing and hiding. Stealth is moving quietly and not trying to be seen and draw attention to yourself. But hiding is something else altogether. Hiding is not being seen at all.
Okay.
So I've just loaded. Okay, so you guys traveling down to the south there.
Yeah, so I'll be behind the first. Whoever's the first. Who's first front? Is it Grim? Is he out front? I can't remember.
yeah. So
I mean, with Lord Mordain.
Reg casually lights a torch and just sort of starts to walk.
Alef looks at him with disdain because he wanted to hide in the shadows.
Okay, so as you come around.
Yeah, I'd like to go stealthy, like no noise back there.
Okay. You can take a stealth check, although it's going to be countered by the fact that Reg isn't going stealthy.
Well, here's the theory. If there is something down there, will they focus on him instead of me because he's making all the noise, or we're both pretty much caught?
True. Okay. Well, you move stealthily. I've noted. Take a stealth check to give me an idea how stealthy you are going. You guys don't look like you want to go around the corner, like just as a group.
so Reg is the biggest dummy. He does have a bit of a presence of mind for tactical maneuvers. So he was just doing it slowly.
I'm just going to make sure Dave's map issue is not just that it won't load. It's that he's got the right light settings and things.
Sure.
Yeah, his light settings are all on.
So I like the light. I like the torch. So I'm sticking.
Hang on,
Reg.
Dave, don't reload yet. I think I didn't tick the button, which means you cleared the fog of war. So you may not have cleared anything. Can you see yourself now?
No. Sure, refresh.
Probably worth a refresh now. It's worth a check.
So, Reg, do you like to?
Well, like what?
Simple question. Do you like tea?
I imagine, yeah, sure. I don't know that I've ever had any tea that I don't like. I mean, who doesn't really like tea?
Well, you'd be surprised in this weird land. Who doesn't?
I don't like tea. I mean, I never tasted tea. Or ever tasted tea.
How
Then-
can you not like something you've never tried before?
That's a very good point, Reg.
I don't know.
If you go to where you are, Reg, you can kind of see the next area around here, and it looks like it looks like a really horrible corridor because there are like recesses in the wall all the way along. Like every 10 foot or something, there's a recess, and all these recesses along the wall. If you can see where I'm kind of pinging, they all
Sure.
have different demonic visages. There is a Baelor, a Bulgara, a Kazme, a Drech, a Glabrizo, a Goristo, and a Hezro. There's a Nalfeshni, a Quasit, a Shadow Demon, a Varrock, a Yokel. Like there's all sorts kind of carved into the stone. It looks like a who's who of every nasty demon you've ever read about. And we're not talking, we're not talking like your run of the mill imp. We're talking about these are demon
Heavy hitters.
demons. Yeah.
So
There's
just a
also
point of
From where you are, you can also see there's like in the middle of the room, there's a skeleton on the floor in the middle of the floor.
So do you guys want to see what my worst stat is? I would like. What does that skeleton look like from here, DM? Can I tell?
From there, give me a perception check.
Oh,
Not
that's what I was hoping for.
It's not even investigate. Oh my! Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skeleton, gotcha.
It seems skeletal.
Grim moves up to peek around and try to get a better look at that skeleton. His
Um,
eyesight's much better than the blue man.
Yeah, go for it. Give me a roll. If you don't want to get any closer, be perception.
Wow,
Much better.
that's a
Yeah.
1 plus 7. Damn.
It's a lying down skeleton.
Hey, DM, just as a point of order, as Reg has decided to just wander through this corridor, he has his torch in one hand, and his pole arm is tucked under the elbow, but still extending about 8 feet in front of him. And he's just casually, it's maybe 5 to 6 inches off of the ground. Every once in a while, it'll like just tap a stone in front of him.
Cool. Okay, noted. So as you tap the stones around you, you don't notice anything in particular in this area. If you want to spend longer investigating, that could be another thing.
Sure. So guys, this hallway looks pretty terrible. So I'm gonna go for it, but I don't recommend any of you follow until we see what happens. Specifically, where he points with his polearm at who died.
Okay, so move yourself to where you want to be in the room.
We there?
There.
Can I
Okay.
can I
As you
actually
get there, can I ask you both to take a perception check?
Sure, you're gonna get real used to this, Matt. Level 8, and I can rebuff. Why not?
Come on, Reg, you can do it. There you go. Double 20.
Holy fuck! Hey,
Double
that's
check.
a 0, so that's a perfect 20.
Yep.
Nice.
So what you hear as you walk into this room, you can see that like there's a set of stairs leading down, and then behind it is this room full of pillars, and you hear something running out of the room of pillars to the south, like heavy old footsteps.
Pillars south.
Yeah, so was in this room. You hear him running very quickly into the distance, but they are heavy old footsteps, or something big and humanoid has just trotted itself out the room at top speed, having seen you walk around the corner.
Hey, guys. So, always not the only spoopy bit. Just happened to catch a bit of a hearing. Something that sounded quite large, and it was moving that way. And again, he gestures with the torch and polearm towards the end of the chamber.
Now that you're close, a bit closer, you can see the skeleton is actually. It looks like it's been arranged. Like it's laying on the floor, and its arms are actually pointed towards one of the statues in particular. It's almost like it's a signpost.
Okay.
It's
Is it on
pointed
the-
towards the just over here to kind of the statue of the Nalfeshni. Which I will find a picture of.
He's
Did you ping the spot?
Yeah.
I relay that to the group.
I mean, the Nalfeshni is like a big. It's like, imagine a winged pig with several sets of tusks.
All right. Well, Grim will go ahead and approach it and have a look to see if he sees any.
Posted it in Discord there. Yeah. So it's the over here where I pinged. So
For some reason, your ping's not showing up.
I'm not seeing your ping, Matt.
Me neither.
well,
we are pingless.
that's really good. I've gone back.
There.
All
right.
That's me.
I always see the ping. No.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll,
cool.
I'll approach to right about here. See what from that distance. What do I see?
From this distance, yeah, from that
Yeah.
distance you see the Nalfeshni. He looks kind of all carved out of a single piece of stone. He's got these raised, pretty similar to the picture. He's kind of got these one raised claw raised at your direction. He's got these two big tusks on the front of his teeth.
So both of the arms, DM, are pointing towards this single statue.
No, so one is down by the skeleton's side, and now you're right next to the statue. Actually, Grim, you can give me a medicine check.
Oh boy.
Don't forget, I have resistance to poison.
Okay. That's also a good medicine check. So you recognize that the skeleton is probably someone of the Kenku race.
You killed a bird person.
Dave, I'm sorry your computer's doing weird things. Mine is not letting me click on tokens half the time. It's like this.
I'm gonna back over to here while I wait my compatriot.
I mean, I have run this module. I play this module on Roll20, and I advise you to turn off the advanced lighting effect because he basically load all of the level of the dungeon together, and it's so a fucking cluster.
It is, but the
If it's lagging, that's the only way to fix it.
annoyingly, if I turned off all the lighting, you would see lots of things that your character should not be able to see.
I'm gonna go stand next to the stand near Grim.
Yep.
Hey, so what's this thing here?
Well, it looks like a dead Birdman, and quite the beast.
Yeah.
So one of us should probably search the Birdman, although that's likely to end in nastiness.
Like, soon as he says that, Reg just sort of takes a knee.
So I put like a little cross that you can all see where the Birdman is and the direction he's pointing.
Okay, yes. So Reg just kind of takes a knee and like He doesn't touch the bones per se, but gives them a real good looking.
Okay. You give me an investigation.
This'll be 8. -1.
No, it's good. So you recognise that these bones have been here a while, but they've a couple of the bones. They might even be from different creatures. This thing has definitely been placed as a piece of artwork in order to point at a particular place, rather than somebody who's died here of natural causes who happens to have his arm just reached out in that direction. It is a Nefashni signpost.
Fashioning.
Yeah. Are the rest of you guys doing anything?
Dave,
Dave, what I know you can't see the map, Dave, but what would your character be doing as he steps into this hallway?
I don't really know, to be honest, because I need to visually see it. I'll just sit at the back of the group and just see if I can sort of...
So after the session, Dave, we'll have a little play and see if we can get it working, or at least before the next one.
Have you found anything good, guys?
Found someone who's supposed to look like a dead bird person, but these bones don't really add up. They're pointing at that thing over there, which looks
Alan,
like a
How about
pig.
you and I go, Alan? How about you and I go take a look at the statue?
I'll go take a look at the statue.
Okay. So you're going to investigate the statue.
I'm going to go investigate one of the other.
Which statue are you going to investigate? Kind of where in the hallway?
Is it this where the arm is pointing to? This statue here?
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
I'll investigate the one opposite it.
Okay, as you start investigating these statues, you do notice, I don't know, give me Grim, give me an investigation check, and Alan, give me an investigation check. Because you're investigating different statues. Okay, so Grim, you'd recognize that one of the tusks looks like it's got a little rim, like it's been at some point moved or turned. Do you want to give me a roll, Christian? What you see in your statue is it's covered in bugs. Like as you get closer, like you kind of look behind it, there's all these bugs pouring out, and it's about that time that you kind of all start to notice that the floor has quite a few bugs, and they are gathering in number. In fact, they look pretty aggressive. Can I go ahead and pop them on the thing there? They're like coming out from just behind where the statues are. All over the room, these bugs are now pouring out, and you guys are probably going to need to roll initiative.
Whoop whoop. I wonder if this campaign.
First initiative of the campaign! Nice.
Did I get more than 4? I wonder. I've never had such high initiative in life.
New character, new rules.
It's ridiculous.
DM, I got a 12. I pulled a rookie move and forgot to click on my token.
Happens all the time.
It's been a long time since the last campaign.
Yeah.
We haven't played in a week, right?
Yeah, well, there's, again, only like the third of the amount of tokens there were on screen last week.
That is true. Why didn't that one roll? Just roll, damn you. There you go.
Is the initiative bar up? Because I don't see it.
Yep.
There it is. Yeah. I was wondering.
Is anyone else not on initiative apart from Reg?
I actually got the same as Alan, so.
So I can see Reg, Winter, Shiro, Alan. Can't see you, Howard. Are you up there and I'm missing it, or shall I put you in?
You can put me in at 10.
Cool.
I rolled it, but the tracker wasn't up. I don't think.
Cool. And Dave, I'm going to roll for you. I'm hoping that a miracle happens and that you suddenly appear. It's so frustrating.
But the thing is, the turn order's turned up,
Yeah,
but it's just a black screen.
that's so weird. It must mean it's like a lighting thing.
Strange, because I got night vision on my dwarf.
Yeah, I've only got night vision if I click the right buttons. But I've got has sight. Yeah, I've got all that stuff. I've got the right permissions. So you're in control of your character. Yeah.
It's weird that all the tokens sort of disappear.
It must be something I've clicked. I'm going to try and turn your vision off and then turn it on again. See if it just picks it up. Because I've input your night vision already into it. And I'm going to tick like everything for you. I'm going to give you like Uber vision, Dave, just to make sure.
Uber vision.
Yeah, and you've got control of it.
Must be the servers at Roll20. It's still saying loading and other little stuff.
Well, the whole D&D community
Is
probably on it, right?
Is it saying loading on the screen? Is it?
Yeah, it says the title Roll20 loading and craft and spell list ...
Can you go to your Chrome settings and try and just delete all your like Chrome browser history and stuff? I think it's more. Sometimes it's more on the internet. It's more that it takes a heavy load on your browser rather than the computer. So it's worth having a little clear up. Anyway, in the meantime, and so these things. They look pretty horrible. They're like little maggots, but slightly bigger. And they've got these, like the Sarlacc in Star Wars. They're like their mouths are lots of tiny little Sarlaccs, and they're kind of crawling up your boots and your clothes, and just swarming on you, trying to get purchase on any piece of skin. And like where you are, because you saw them first, Alan, you can see them. They're like literally trying to bite holes in your clothes and in your boots. Yeah, so that's nice. These guys next to you are going to attack first, and they're all going to have a chomp with a score of 19. Is 19 a hit, Christian?
Oh, it's on me, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Oh, don't tell me he's double critted and he's dead already.
It might be. The good news is it doesn't do any damage. The bad news is there's now 2 grubs attached to your leg, trying to burrow their way under your skin. And if they get inside your body, they are going to be very difficult to remove. What I'm telling you is you've probably got till their next turn before you're in some big trouble. Good. The next lot are going to crawl, because Dave can't see what's happening, so I can attack him without caring. Dave, they missed you. And then the ones next to a Lathe there are going to take a jump. Critical fail. Nice. And then the next are the ones also going to move towards a Lathe for a 19.
Yep.
And you've got 1 grub trying to burrow its way onto you. These things are not dangerous, by the way, and you recognize that they're trying to crawl up inside your skin. If they get inside your bodies, that's where it gets horrible. And they're very slow, though. Dave, you can see another set of bugs slowly crawling their way towards you along the floor. Winter, what does a Lathe do?
He's going to take a bonus action, cunning action to disengage over here. That's slow.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay. And from here, he's going to attack this one.
Good call.
It's going to be a sharpshooter shot.
See it?
And I believe because he's next to Alan, I get a.
Sure. Like as you kind of fire this bow into the middle of them, and although it doesn't kill them all, like the few that are left kind of disperse into the woodwork, and they're kind of cleared away just by the force of the shot.
And just so I know for the future campaign, at the end of the battle, can I recover half my arrows?
Yeah, sure.
Is that a thing? Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. That is a good rule of thumb. Okay. Then the swarm next to you, Grim, I'm sorry to say, is crawling up. It's hope they miss. They do. Reg, room full of bugs.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an executive role-playing decision right now and say that Reg doesn't like bugs.
You are within your rights to do so.
I'd like to take my halberd and attempt to flat squash this pile.
Yep, go for it. This pile here?
Yeah. You sure that misses?
Yeah, that misses. Only just though.
Hey, totally natural one. Killing the game.
Hey, I'm not killing you today. Your dice are killing you. That's,
I know.
That's not a thing.
I guess I will just, frustrated by the presence of bugs, will just swing again.
That's a hit.
Cool.
Yep. Managed to kind of slice some of these bugs out of the way there. Good.
All I got.
Okay. Then we have a swarm of rock grubs. Swarming that way. And then, Alan, it's you. Now, what happens on your turn is you take 6 points of damage.
Right.
These things kind of bite and chomp your skin. And you've got to find a very quick way of getting rid of them. Give me an intelligence check. Right, so you've actually heard about these things before. You recognize them as rock grubs, and you've seen them in parts of this dungeon. You've also seen adventurers die. You also recognize you've probably got a round's worth of time to get some fire to it, because fire is probably the only thing that's going to get these things off you.
Guess what I lit in the first room?
Yep. So you would know this.
So I literally, you can see that I've been bitten by these things before. I've got a few scars on my legs. I can't believe it's happened again so soon. But I get the torch and just grimace and bellow out as I apply the torch to the first rock grub.
Okay, it's just 3 points of damage to you, and the rock grubs that were attached to your skin all kind of just go up in flames and fall off you.
And RPX made me mad. So as a bonus action, I'm going to rage it.
Cool. It did take your full action to burn yourself.
It did.
Yeah, but so you won't be able to attack anything, is what I'm saying.
No, but it's just a bonus action.
Yeah, it makes sense. Totally. Just going to go ahead and turn it off. Okay. Any movement? You've still got your movement.
I turn around and look at the closest ones I can see. Do these ones here?
Yep, one's next to Grim.
And just run into there.
Cool. I think, Winter, you're the only person to be bitten by grubs apart from Alan, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. Good. You don't want to get bitten. Grim, it's on you.
All right. Just DM, I'm seeing the attacks and the description, so didn't know if you wanted to have that whispered or not.
Yeah. I'm fine to have people
okay.
seeing the attacks. It's all good.
Gotcha. All right, so Sacred Flame on these.
Go for it. They are not very dexterous.
I figured they'd be slow.
Yeah, they move 5 feet a turn. Somehow they successfully dodge out of the way, though.
Just welcome Matt's rolling. Just get used to it.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Just get used to it.
They're on a minus. They're on a -2 as well for dexterity. Anyway, that's fine.
All right. Well, rather than
Sorry, Grim.
try, since I can't disengage, I'll just hold tight.
I think what happened there is you're trying to avoid all your buddies that you've only just met, and you were just playing a little bit cautious with your placement to make sure it didn't hit anyone else. Shiro.
Okie dokie. So, wait, when did I take damage?
Oh, I took it off you instead of Alan. Meant to take, but he's taken it from himself.
I've done it.
Yeah, my fault. Mistyping. All good.
Oh yeah.
It's back. You have been healed. Also, it's your turn.
Nice. Okay, so it's my turn. I'll see. I'm gonna move. Stop pinging here, and I'll cast Eldritch Blast on this guy.
Nice. This is the one that's taken. Some of them have died already. To Reg.
Okay, so Eldritch Blast. The first roll is a 17.
It's a hit. Roll for
And
damage.
it's more. It's like 12 because it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I have Agonizing Blast, so it's 10.
Yeah. Okay. So
So it's 12, and the second one
That's a big
is
hit.
24 and 8.
Yep. Bugs be gone. Like they just dissipate and disintegrate before the force. There's a couple of like splat marks on the wall where the bugs used to be. Welcome to the fight, Shiro. Lord Vondain, you are currently I know you can't see what's going on, but you've currently got bugs crawling up your leg.
Okay. Is there anything in front of me? From the broadcast, I can see there's something in front of me.
Oh, cool. Can you? You can see the broadcast.
Yeah. So anyway, I can really see.
Good idea.
Watch it on the stream. Nice. So yeah, you can see there is one to the north. There's one kind of up here to the northwest. There's one to the south with guys crawling. Like you're in Bug Central.
Okay. So did you say there's some bugs attached to me?
Not attached to you, but attacking you, kind of trying to crawl up your leg.
Okay. I'll just clang my axes together and start unleashing. Bang.
Okay.
As a slayer does. So I'm gonna twat the one in front first.
One-handed or two-handed?
Two single-handed, mate. Going.
Okay.
Full position. So first one.
I've done. So you got. I didn't know you could actually roll for yourself. I do apologize. We'll take your crit. Awesome. Yeah.
So that's 7 damage.
Ugh, that is a bad crit roll. Yeah. 7 damage.
And I'm gonna do a backhand swing, just a bit of style, you know.
Yeah.
On the same one.
It's hit. It's nearly down. Yeah. I was like, there's a small patch of bugs left, but the ones that were crawling up your leg have all been sliced off. Any movement?
That's me done.
Okie dokie. I've lost my my initiative tracker. It's gone. He thinks I must have left it somewhere on the screen. I was trying to update. There we go. That's a tiny little tab, and there's a lot going on the screen. So then some rock grubs will be attacking. So this will be on you, Dave. And 16, which I think is a hit.
Yeah, it's
You've got 3 bugs on you.
lovely.
And then next set of bugs here. These are crawling up towards Reg, and they will be trying to bite him. 10. 10. Nope. Let's not start that again. This lot here are going to crawl really fast, but they won't attack because they literally move about 5 foot a turn. Then Winter, it's on you.
I still have this thing crawling on my leg.
So you start off by taking d6 points worth of damage. There were 2, weren't there? So you get 4 damage and then 6, so 10 damage total. As they you can see that they're latched on like leeches now. You can see their little tails still stuck out of you, but their heads are just underneath the skin.
Can I pull them both out?
You can try. Give me an
But
intelligence
I know,
check.
I think I know flame is better.
Yeah, you'd know that there's these things, you're gonna have to cauterize the wound in order to get rid of these things, and quick.
Okay, so I'm gonna light a torch, which I'm thinking is an action.
Yep. You can light the torch, and as an incidental, you can cauterize the wound. That's okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay, and that will do. I should let you roll that really, but you can roll it. You prefer to roll that for damage to yourself.
Oh, what is it? Is it a D4 or?
It's a D4, yeah. Okay, so you do 3 damage to yourself, and yeah, the bugs will be cauterized and burned to death. You are in no more immediate danger. You have a bonus action left and your movement, if you wish.
Yes, I'm gonna move a few steps to the left, just taking its time.
Cool. And then we got more bugs. Now, Grim, it's going to be on you again, and these ones, unfortunately, are going to hit. No, they're not. Good job at dodging the bugs. And Reg, it's on you.
So, as a point of order, DM, because new character, this great weapon fighting style lets me re-roll a 1 or a 2.
Great.
And I forgot that I use a bonus action to smack more stuff. Anyway.
The great weapon fighting style, I can send it to you later what you need to put in the damage category so you can roll automatically.
I would greatly appreciate that.
It's going to save a bit of time through the campaign.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and squash these bugs.
Yep, do it. Do it. Yeah, that's a big hit. I mean, out metagaming, these things have an AC of 8. So,
We've just come off killing Strahd. I think we're a little bit going.
yeah.
I mean,
I still haven't hit for more than 5 damage.
No,
so.
you haven't. So you smashed them out of the way.
These bugs are still crawling.
Oh yeah, they're still crawling.
Alright, I don't know how to do the polearm master thing. So I'm gonna use a bonus action to smack it with the other end of the.
Nice. Okay.
Which is. So I'm just gonna roll, I guess, a d20 and.
Just make a normal attack. It'd just be your damage as a d4.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, it's hit. Just roll d4 for damage.
And it would be plus 3, so 5 total.
Yep. Nice. Still bugs left. Still trying to crawl on you.
God damn it. All right, so.
Oh, that's a hit.
Okay, and then I'd like to do a shout out to my boy. Well, first, hold on.
Yeah, no, they're down. Like the last of them smash out of the way.
Cool. I'm gonna sort of move over here because Edge has very recently. Oh no, has to help his door friend. I'm gonna move over here. And Reg has suddenly realized that he does not like bugs.
Did you say anything out loud?
No, not really.
Okay. In which case, these bugs just to the north of you will crawl down towards you and all try and climb up your little fishy leg.
Oh.
But fail to do anything. Oh, please don't let no become a thing. Alan.
So, in my completely angry state right now, I'm just going to try and hit these things. It's what I do.
Yep. You're raged now.
I'm raged.
Extra rage damage.
This blah.
Yep.
Divine Fury. Plus rage.
They're not quite dead, even after the rage.
Pete.
There's still a couple there trying to climb up.
Oh, you sent it to me? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Bugs are
recognise
still alive?
their bugs are still alive. Not enough of them to constitute a swarm anymore, but enough of them that if they get hold of Grim, they could do some serious damage inside him.
I will.
Great Axe versus Maggot, the fight of the century.
Yeah, the fight of the century. I can't believe they're not dead. Actually, I've 40.
There's just tons of them. You killed many of them. There are just many left.
I might just second it actually.
I mean, where Reg is, they basically need a spade to get through them.
Action surge it.
A spade on a 10-foot pole.
So action surge it then, and I just finish these.
Yep.
No divine fury, right?
Yeah, it's dead. Bug be gone.
Bug be gone, and I sort of just pat. Who's this guy next to me? Grim.
Yep.
Pat him on the shoulder and go. Don't like company.
Thank you,
then
Alan.
I will. Come.
So carry on with the.
And then I'll literally 25, 30. Just go over this way.
Nice. Grim, see you next.
All right.
3 lots of bugs left that you can see.
We'll do Sacred Flame on
Critical dodge.
this group right here. Down here. No doubt.
Like
All right.
Oh man. I've rolled a 16.
Jesus.
Yep.
Actually, I rolled
to the party,
an 18.
pal.
Welcome to the campaign.
Yeah, just these grubs are dodging one way, then they dodge the other way. Again, I think it's probably more of you trying to avoid your friends.
Real wormy.
I'll go ahead and move, in any case, a little closer. And I assume that Alan is no longer infested, even though he's got the little skull.
No.
Yeah, I went.
Okay.
Yep.
Just to make sure. Okay, I'll leave it there.
The only person infested is Dave, Lord Von Dane, with 3. Shiro.
I actually don't see it. I only see Dane. Okay, now I see stuff.
Finally, it's fucking low.
Yay!
And there the session ends. See you guys next week.
Brilliant. That was the campaign.
I'm gonna move here and Eldritch Blast this guy.
Yeah, nice.
15.
I'd love to be saying no.
Yeah, I bought on him.
Yep, he takes 2 force damage.
It's 2d10 plus 18 force damage.
18?
Yeah.
Where's the extra 10 come from? Just so I
The
know
extra
how
8, the charisma modifier, because I have agonizing blast.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Sounds good. They are not many left. The patch has been, you've just flattened half of these bugs to the floor. But they still look like they find Reg pretty tasty. Anything else, Shira? Gonna take your whispering as a no, and we want to look Dave.
I think I've got bogs on me now. But
You've got you're gonna take a little bit of damage, Dave. Nothing to worry about.
really, Matt? Really?
11 damage. And you have got a round before these things burrow so far, you're not going to be able to remove them topically.
I'm going to laugh out of my mind if he dies the first session.
Right, I'm gonna hit the one in front of me. To the south.
You're not going to do anything about the bugs on your skin, just to clarify.
I was gonna do that in a second in my bonus action. Is that right?
Okay, good call. Good call. So roll away. Yes, roll for damage. Yeah, and you kind of slash this axe and you kind of give a bit of a stamp of your foot as well, and the last of these bugs is pounded into the dust. The mighty Slayer versus the mighty Rot Grub.
It's a
Tails
legendary.
retailed.
Yeah. We need to go back up to the tavern now.
We have defeated the grubs.
The grubs.
And I use my bonus action to get the other grubs off me so they don't bury into me.
How are you going to get them off you?
Be gentle with my double-headed axe and just scrape them off.
So you're going to attack yourself with the axe?
Gently?
Dave, give me a dexterity check so I can see just how gently you try and hit yourself with the axe.
What, a save or not?
Just normal. Trying to very carefully.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh. Okay.
Leg gone.
No pain, no gain?
YOLO.
Lingering wounds.
You don't get rid of any bugs, but you do take 5 damage as you kind of slightly hack your arm from the from the axe.
Just a flesh wound.
Give me an intelligence check.
This fight just as exciting as Strahd, I'm telling you now.
Dave, you can't see what on earth is going to get rid of these things. Hopefully one of your friends will come to your aid, because your character is bang in trouble if you don't get rid of these things in the next 6 or so seconds. It's fine though. It's fine. It's going to be fine. The grubs to the north are going to attack you as well, and they miss. And then it is on Aleith.
I'm going to pop. Out of the swarm, does one look more defeated than the other?
Yeah, the one on the left looks like there's not many left.
All right, so I'm going to take my longbow sharpshooter shot.
Nice.
Believe
Yeah,
it's
that's
sneak.
they're gone. You barely needed the full damage, let alone sneak damage. He's gone. There's just one pack of bugs left, and the bugs on Dave.
And with that, I gotta leave for work. Sorry about that. It'll only be
That's no problem.
2 games a month.
Yep, that's fine. So after this battle, Reg, you're going to get a little message in your summoning stone, and Winter is going to go off onto some other tasks.
Sure.
All right. See you next Tuesday, guys.
See ya, man.
Yeah,
Take
man.
it easy.
See you later.
Yeah, if I'm around still.
Reg.
Yes, so Reg is aghast. One, he's just very recently discovered he doesn't like creepy crawly bugs. 2, the guy he's supposed to be trying to get information from about his brother just tried to hack his own arm off with an axe. What are you doing, man? And Reg is gonna take the fucking torch he has, based on sort of kind of seeing what Alan was doing and just sort of like, I don't know, swats.
Dave, you going to let him do that?
Watch the beard.
Yeah, you are going to let him do that. In which case, just roll a d4, please, Reg. Dave, you take a further 4 damage to friendly fire, but the bugs fall off you one by one, or the last one, you can still see its silhouette as it just literally burnt alive where it burrows. You're no longer infested.
It's fine. Just entered the dungeon. Lost 20 HP already. Great.
Day one.
You're lucky to be alive. You should be making Reg your new best friend. Anything else, Reg? That's your action. You can put bonus action position.
I mean, I'd have to double read that, but I'm pretty sure I can only do it if I.
Yeah. To do the back.
Yeah, I have to make a fucking attack first. No, that's it. I'm good, DM.
Okay, Alan. Alan, it's you.
Yep. So I'm in full pelt right now, stomping over the squishy ones that are on the floor. And then I'm gonna hit.
No, in the last campaign, Tarquin ended every single combat. Just saying. So
Hit. 8.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Right. Fury.
He's not dead. Not dead.
And then I'm gonna, with a bonus action, this.
Yeah.
Basically, just get the remaining ones out of the way. So it's kind of like not my horns. I'm using my feet, I guess, to kick them down.
So it's strength check on 10, and no, they just kind of, you don't quite get purchase on where the bugs are. Like you just, what it looks like is you just head on the floor with your horns. That's what it looks like to everyone else.
Oh my god!
Is he now prone in bugs?
No.
Just like literally just trying to sweep the bugs away with your horns.
Yeah. That's
And everyone's looking at you like, why wouldn't this guy use his feet? I mean,
well, that's what I just said. I've used my feet, but that's skill. But
cool.
from
Anyway,
the way. But yeah.
Failed to do that. Grim, it's on you.
Sure, the hammering horns.
Hoping that they are now distracted and won't be reactive to my sacred flame, I'll try one more time. Burst of light. Oh, yes.
They do not manage to get out of the way. You finally got your depth perception correct on the shot.
Oh, yeah, well.
That is enough.
Ah, fantastic.
How does it look as the last of these bugs burn off and you finish your first combat of the campaign?
Nice.
Nice.
Level 8.
So now the floor now is littered with like bug splats and silhouettes. It's no longer sandy in this room.
I'm gonna look at the bugs with like an inquisitive eye and taking notes about like these things.
I look over the cat, sort of like shape. What? They're bugs. Right.
They're interesting. They're interesting bugs.
So you're now in the very quiet corridor.
All right.
I'm gonna take this moment. My apologies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna take this moment to my friend Lord. I have to edit my character's name because it's like 9 blocks long. I'm gonna heal Lord Voldane for some health.
I'm gonna sort of like notice what. Are you medikit or was it magic?
Oh, it's definitely magic.
Okay, so I will sort of like notice and say, so you can heal. Good to know. Good to know.
Yes.
Always wanted to do that. Ever.
I'll just nod appreciation to Reg.
Could you use some more? I go over to my fellow dwarf and offer some further assistance.
Well, aren't you the popular one, my dwarven friend?
Chicks. People just love me.
The dwarf spring all the go, all the healers to the yard.
That would be 6 plus 3, so 9.
Cheers, buddy.
I actually I don't think it added my modifier either, which is also 3.
Why not?
Nice.
No, it did. Oh, it did.
I'll give my thanks to the healers that healed me.
So, what do you guys want to do in this room?
I'm done with this room. This room has bugs in it.
I go over to the statue with the tusk that has some edge or something to it. Take a closer look at that particular tusk. Is it movable?
Looks movable.
All right, guys, what do you think? Should I give it a
Put it-
twist?
Yeah.
I'm sort of like stood there watching you bouncing the great axe hand. Hammer.
Okay. I'll tug on that tusk.
Okay. A door opens behind the statue.
Guys, did you see that? Touch the thing, and a wall opened.
So literally, the statue stayed in place. You have to squeeze behind it, and this whole section of wall just like. And it doesn't feel like it's mechanical. It feels like the wall's being dragged by more of an organic or a magical force. You can't see what could be moving it otherwise.
Can I fit through the gap? Okay.
I mean, not while yawning, but in general.
Sorry,
Yeah, of course you can.
I've just raged and action surged. RPing to the max.
Where is this statue?
Brown.
Hey, can you see the thing now, Dave?
Uh,
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Stream.
Can you guys see the passage to the south?
Yeah.
Cool.
all right, I'll squeeze through and just take a position on the corner here.
Dave, I'm sorry you can't control your token. Just check you're not on you're on the right arrow and stuff. Because I've got here represents the character Lord Rondain, and then it says that's definitely controlled by you. So I think it might be
Oh, a quick
playing catching up again. Sorry, buddy.
I also take a quick look at the ground, the ceiling, and the sides to make sure I don't see any what might be traps or otherwise.
Sure. Don't see any, but this is this passageway looks very different. Like the rest is the room you've just come out of is like a hallway carved to be a room. This looks like it's a hastily dug tunnel more than anything else. And there's a smell coming out of this tunnel that reminds you of the sewers. It smells like shit.
Perhaps it's another entrance to the.
Yeah, you're about to find where the toilet waste goes from the yawning portal.
Well, guys, do we want to go down there? I mean, it doesn't smell good. This is not a path I've travelled before. I know that.
Reg appears to be visibly turning green at the smell.
This smell like
Does green and blue make brown?
this smell like something that
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I'm happy either way.
You might hear Grim, give me a perception check, actually.
We're about to hear someone shit.
Just to hear like a chain being pulled, like the water being flushed. Now you'd hear dripping of water in the distance to the south, and it's although it's a thin cave, it feels like it opens up into a bigger area to the south.
No, I mean, it's not something I'm used to, but lead the way, Sir Grim.
The skeleton did point this way, so I assume it's more
mean-
than just a shithole, so to speak.
Good point.
Oh.
Skeletons never lie.
Let's get on with it then. Do I have to smash this statue out of the way, Matt? Get through.
You can squeeze by. It's okay. You can like just go, hold your breath and kind of get through. But can you actually move your physical token?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, just checking.
Like I say, I'm trying to keep a very steady, slow pace, keeping a keen eye out.
Yep.
As we
Okay.
kind of go down this thin corridor.
I have noted that.
Oh, hang on. He runs back and picks up his torch.
Yep.
Does Reg's torch catch the methane gas from decomposing shit and blow up the tunnel?
It doesn't blow up or anything, but you just notice as you get closer to the south, it starts to glow a slightly different color. It's got a hue to it, which looks familiar. So as you get there, Grim, you can probably see the room opening up to the south, and it's looks pretty empty from where you are, but it just the room is in water essentially, and the water doesn't look very nice.
All right, well, let's go a little bit closer.
Yeah, you can see it looks like the room's kind of slanted, where this is the deeper end, if you like. As it opens up to the west, it gets more shallow, and there is this nasty sewer-like water. Probably, how tall are you, Grim?
4.5.
4.5.
Actually,
Well,
4, 5.
you would just about be able to keep your head above water, but if you went any further to the east, you'd be underwater. If you kind of splash down into there, so the passageway opens up like a little ledge down, and from that part of the room, like a swimming pool almost. But you can see there's less water as you travel further this way.
And what is that along the north wall?
There is
looks like
now you can see that there is as you kind of poke your head around the corner,
Yep.
there is a statue there of a Sahuagin, which I've got a picture of somewhere. I'll post up. Looks like it's armless. One of its arms is broken off, and yep, just a humanoid statue.
Do I know anything about this race? Does anything jog my memory from my times in my monastery?
Give me a history check.
Not that I'm particularly.
Dave's having a right old mare. Let's see what you might know for that. It's not a race you know well, but you've heard that this is like a mer race. You can see now, kind of leaning forward a bit more. You can see there's like webbing on the statue's feet and little rims and spikes on its head. You'd recognise them as by rumor only. You probably never met one.
My blue friend, a cousin?
DM.
Yes. You'd
Do I
recognise them.
know?
You'd recognise them pretty well, but you'd be aware they only dwell in like much deeper places of the ocean than your folk would live.
I know of these people. I don't know much. I do have a watery background of sorts. I grew up here, so I really only know the waters around Waterdeep.
Well, companions, Hallis.
Can I make an history check to see if I know something more? Maybe
Sure.
near the Tabaxi Island?
Yep. Yeah, you've heard of these things as well. Pretty similar to what Reg knows there. You know these things look pretty deep in the ocean. You've never seen one yourself, but you might have read about them in the books of your people.
Okay.
Occasionally, they've raided the settlements of the Tabaxi in the past, but only the coastal regions.
Well, Mad Mage is known to bring various creatures to bear. Perhaps down this way we might find their region.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
Or even make his own monster in this place.
Sounds good to me.
I
I mean,
you
it's
guys
Mad Mage,
want
guys.
me
It's,
to want me to take a dip?
Sounds good.
Okay.
well,
He
what could go wrong? It's just water.
He hands off the torch.
Above the table.
He sticks the polearm just like in the water and like gives it a swish.
As you give it
It's
a
for the
swish,
murk to clear.
pretty green, and as you give it a swish, something solid and familiar floats by. It's a poop.
A floater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Begrudgingly enters the water.
Good call.
Seeing like in
Swims towards the statue.
So what was that, Christian?
So there's no great big sort of like golden dragon sitting on a big pile of magical weapon gold.
Magic shit.
It's just big pile. It's a big room of shit.
To confirm, yeah. So Reggie, right up at the statue now. Do you want to give me an investigation check if you're looking at the statue more closely?
Oh boy.
Damn it! I ain't going in there. That's for sure.
Oh.
7. Yeah, it's a statue. But from that, you kind of see as you get close to the eyes, you can see the eyes are hollow.
Interesting.
A bit.
All right, time to
odd.
get dirty. I'll start.
It's
go in.
about that time, probably.
Look, can you hear Merc? Because like it's quite faint.
I can hear Meg.
You can.
Yeah.
I can't remember well.
And I instantly turn him up because he's the best sounding one of the lot of you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's probably at that point that. Can you give me an intelligence saving throw, please, Reg?
I can absolutely do that, DM. -1.
Ooh. Oh, that's not. Ooh. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Sure.
It's 13 points of psychic damage. So it's like your head suddenly explodes with pain just as looking at the statue, but you do not know where the pains come from. You can't see anything. But I will ask you to roll for initiative.
Yeah, so Reg's eyes go. What did you say it was, DM?
Psychic damage.
How much?
13.
Okay. So Reg's eyes go completely crossed, and he just kind of goes, "Ow!"
That's basically it. Is anyone not in the turn order? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 people in the turn order. That's fine because winter's gone. So, Grim, is there anything you would like to do as a reaction to that pain, as it were? Just hear your friend scream. Howard?
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, can
There
you
we go.
All right, had you on mute. All right. I'm gonna move forward to here. And do I see anything particular about the statue?
Don't see anything about the statue.
Can I climb up on the pedestal as a move right here?
Just having a little look at something. You can climb up into the pedestal, sure. But as you kind of go past that area, you feel like you're like almost wading through something that's not water, almost like wading past something more like gelatine in substance.
Yep. I jump on the pedestal and I move, and then can I grab? can I grab the blue man, drag him up for my action?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. As long as he's willing. Reg, are you willing to be dragged up?
Oh
onto the
yeah,
pedestal?
sure, absolutely. Edge is just very confused by the pain that he's just suffered behind his eyes.
Yeah. Cool, that'll work then. Reg, it's on you next.
Oh shit. Am I on the statue now?
Yeah, you're kind of on this little. It's a very like you're just kind of holding onto the statue almost on a plinth. It's actually a 10 foot diameter circle there, but the statue takes up quite a lot of it.
Right, so I'm just kind of like hanging on.
Yep.
And
Grim would now be aware there's something in the water that doesn't feel fishy.
Everyone watch out for the water. There's something down there.
Cool. I'm just gonna follow my new friend's lead, and I'm gonna try and stab the water.
Sure. Like just where Grim got out and kind of made a fuss, I guess. Grim would have pointed it.
Sure.
Yeah. You can actually, with that roll. So what you kind of see a particular part of the water that looks more oily and grey than the other parts. You got to stab towards it. Roll for damage.
Would also like to do shout out to my boy Tarquin.
Okay, come on, move on.
As the polearm flares with it's white light, but it has a bit of like a green tinge to it.
Yeah, you get a sense. You definitely get a sense with that roll that you've pierced something. Like there's some kind of slightly thicker outer layer to whatever this creature is, and something not quite as pleasant within. However, as your halberd goes into it, all the metal of the halberd starts to corrode acidically, and from now on it will do -1 damage.
Yeah, that's right.
Like you just pick it up and it's almost like sizzling with the acid burns you can still see on it. Shiro. Sorry, Reg, I guess you didn't want to move or anything, or is there anything else you wanted to do? You could try and do your bludgeoning damage on it, I guess.
I mean, I still have another attack.
Yeah, well, go for it.
Yeah, fuck it. It's session 1. Whatever.
It's a hit.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm not gonna smite it. So
that's fine. Well, it dies. You kind of feel this, and this kind of grey ooze bubbles to the top of the surface and kind of floats there. But your weapon takes another -1 damage penalty as kind of the back now of the metal just starts to tinge and tarnish. cumulatively a -2 penalty to damage.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, Shiro.
Okay. So in my position, I don't see anything.
Nope.
Or
You might
Is
see
it-
them hitting and splashing at the water. There's just like this echo going around the cave there, and there's this like thick ooze now floating on top of it.
Okay, if I see this thick ooze, I gonna.
But you get the impression that that ooze is one creature is demised. Like whatever was there doesn't look like they're moving too much anymore.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I'm gonna do nothing because I don't think there is like that much to do in the spot.
Nope.
So that's my turn.
Okay, Slayer, you doing anything? Diving
I'm-
heroically into the water, maybe, or
Damn straight, I'm a freaking Slayer. Who's gonna find? I'm gonna jump in the water
Oh, I
and
was
be
joking.
very intimidating to lure it all to me.
Okay.
Intimidation roll, is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, apparently I'm not very intimidating. Great.
You,
I'm out.
well,
Bye.
probably because the water you're in currently, you can only just keep your head above, and so now you are a just a floating head with your orange hair above this
That's
river
fine.
of shit.
That's fine. I smelt worse. It's great.
That's how we wanted to end the day.
Yeah, but you do feel something gelatinous in your presence, close to you. So you've only dived in, so you could take a swing at disadvantage. Can't quite see where this thing is, but you kind of felt it as you jumped in briefly.
I'll do that.
17 is a hit. Yep. Your weapon takes permanent -1 damage debuff. Make a note on your sheet, please.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you definitely feel like this whatever, it's got an outer rubbery layer, and inside is kind of where the acid or the blood of this creature is. It's difficult to tell what form it takes. Anything else, Dave?
Can I slash it again? Or
You certainly can.
it's 2 seconds. Hope I've done that right.
Yeah, it's a hit again.
So that'd be 8 damage.
It's not quite down, but there's another -2 penalty to damage on your weapon. Probably easier for your macros or whatever if you just add the -2 at the end of the formula, which I think you can do.
That's too smart for me, mate.
I can do it if you want.
Oh,
I can
shit.
adjust your.
I just reduced my strength modifier on the weapon.
Okay, I will go ahead and do that. Oh, you're doing it, Dave.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, you got this.
I haven't figured out the macros yet. I'll have to do that.
That's cool. It's just a little formula. It's fine. Alan, on you, I guess. You just see this dwarf head floating in a river of shit, slashing at something that you can't see.
Standard. And I'm sort of going to shout to Dwarf. Where is
the
it?
whole nature of this room feels like the trash chute in Star Wars.
Totally feels that. Dwarf, where is it? In front of you, behind you? Where is it?
I'll start to say it's everywhere. Don't be afraid. It's lovely and warm.
So I don't get Armor Great Axe. I just get both my hand axes. Jumping.
Splash.
I'm guessing it's up halfway.
Yeah,
So-
there are 3 floating turds kind of attached to your skin as the weight of your body smashes into the water, and there's a Gwyneth Paltrow sized from Shallow Hell splash as you jump in.
I'll take a swing.
In fact, Grim and Reg, where you're up there, you get covered in poop as the Minotaur splash reaches you even 20 foot away.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, you can take a hit though. You can feel something near you. Absolutely. So you feel like you've pierced this thing, you meet resistance, and then this other grey patch of ooze floats to the surface of the water. Your hand axe takes a -1 damage penalty. As it kind of, you hear this, as you pull the axe out of the water, there's this like slowly, almost like it's being, the metal itself is being corroded and digested, or whatever it was that you hit. But in the meantime, I will take you out of initiative order. The combat is over.
Noise.
Currently. What do you guys want to do?
I want to get out of this shit.
Well, take
Do
a
some
close
laps.
look at the statue's eyes, and all around its base, etc.
Give me an investigation check.
I'm gonna kind of go here, let you guys do the investigating, but I'm kind of like using the hand axe to swish through the shit.
Makes sense. From where you are as well, Alan, you can see that like the water is slowly dripping in from like a pipe in the ceiling on this south recess down here. And it's kind of not coming fast, but coming enough where you recognise the room's probably been flooded for a while. There's bits of like algae in the corner over here and so on. Howard, with that, depends how long you want to spend investigating. Like, how long do you want to spend in here? I am tracking time somewhat.
Can I just check the history of the statue and see if I can decipher it?
Sure.
Oh, fuck's sake, one of those nights.
You cannot.
You've got a good one, David, tonight.
Sorry, Howard. With that roll, there's stuff. It depends how long you want to spend investigating as to what you can tell.
Well, I do just a quick look, look around this area for any types of, I don't know, crevices or anything that might be hidden or what have you.
You did notice in the statue like screw thread in the neck. Like the neck had a little ridge, like it could be unscrewed.
Go back. Let's take it off with its head.
Yeah, you can literally like
Alright.
turn it and off the head comes.
Shall we? I
In
start
fact,
turning the head.
The head comes off pretty quickly, and underneath is like this. It's like it looks like a candle holder, and there's like this metal area all full with wax, and you kind of realize what you're looking at here essentially is it's a jack-o'-lantern that somebody would have put a candle inside and made the eyes glow to scare people, or whatever the reasons.
Is it empty? It's not got a candle in it.
Nope. If you've got a candle, you can put one in it.
I'm just gonna check.
So everybody sat there checking their bags at the moment to see if they've
Cool.
got a candle.
Well, I took brewer's supplies off, so I don't think I've got one.
Yeah, I'm not sure the brewer's pack comes with a candle.
It doesn't.
Okay. In which case, anything else you guys want to do when you're here?
I don't think so. I mean, I didn't even go in because I don't want to touch that water.
It looks rank. I cannot blame you.
I mean, do you lick yourself, cat person?
You've not known him long enough to ask if you lick yourself, but I'll allow it.
You're talking about session like 3 of the last campaign. He flirted with people.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll break the top off one of my torches so it'll fit in the crevice, light it, and twist the head back on. And
You
then
do.
promptly, and then I jump off to the side.
I'm sort of stood there
Statue.
staring at it.
Stay still, but now looks absolutely beautiful, lit up in the darkness as its eyes glow decoratively with flame.
Ah, beautiful. make a mental note, and move on.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the dragon.
Not everything in this dungeon is a giant blessing or a giant curse.
We're just so used to statues
Yeah.
shooting fire out of his eyes and asshole.
I'll take my torches down by one.
But Dave, as you're the last to leave, you feel no, you don't.
45 skull heads fire flame out of their eyes.
You see a familiar face of a more pale and say, "Do you want to come to my place in Borovia?" Fuck no!
Oh, no.
Oh hell no! I mean,
You guys can make yourself way back north whenever you're ready.
I remove all turds that may be still lingering.
Yeah, I flick them off.
Yeah, it doesn't take. It's an incidental action. That's fine.
I did not in
there's-
this combat. Nice.
There's still kind of two or three statues on the north wall and two or three on the south that you haven't investigated any further.
Take a close look at each one. Again, looking for anything out of the ordinary that could be manipulated.
So maybe spend another sort of 5 or 10 minutes doing that, or
Yeah, at most.
give me an investigation check for the north wall, and I'll kind of see how successful you were over that 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. Very
Yeah, Grim, you didn't seem to think anything of interest was there.
I'll try and make an attempt. Oh god.
There's a statue just here, between where Grim is and Slayer is, where the the head appears a slightly different color from the body. This is like it's actually a hooded head, and it looks like some kind of shadow prince, demon lord.
Anybody reckon what sort of creature this is?
I don't have a clue.
Shall we twist the head? I don't know. Or twist
Does it move? Yeah, it might come off. I mean, it might be another passage to the other toilet.
Are you twisting the head?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I'll give it.
An alcove opens up behind this statue as well. So as soon as you walk in here, Slayer, you start to hear noises, like people talking, and you kind of see they're coming from vents in the roof.
Would I perceive that as tavern noises? Because I've worked there for so long.
Yeah, it could be tavern chatter, but it could be chatter from any one of this. Can't hear it well enough to. It could be chatter from any one of a number of establishments.
Right.
But also in this room, there's a wooden armor stand in the middle, with a faintly glowing longsword stabbed into it.
Can I investigate a longsword?
Yeah.
If you touch it, is it a dead ghost of someone's ex-husband?
Well, at the base of the stand, there is the skeletal remains of a hand amid the stains of dried blood. Yeah, the sword's just slightly glowing blue. It's a long sword.
Do I see anything with a roll 20?
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be trapped. It seems like you could pry it out of the stand if you wanted to.
Can I check the stand so it's not booby trapped?
Yeah, of course. Again, with that roll of 20, I'm going to let you say that you've checked it already, and it seems fine.
It looks like a good sword.
I looked at the group, should I pull it out?
You're currently holding your axes, though, right?
Oh yeah, I'll sheath my weapons. Obviously.
Okay. So you sheathe your weapons and you pull out the longsword. It continues to glow gloriously in your hand. Feels like a reasonable weight. Make a note that you've got the magical longsword. I assume you're keeping that as your weapon?
At the moment, until I can find actual facts about it,
Okay.
or if it's actually enchanted for whatever reason.
I mean, it's glowing, so chances are.
What is over here then? As I wander over to this
Is it a
bit.
common or uncommon, rare? From
You don't know.
I don't know. So I've got to go back to the gnome.
It's not identified. Yep, there's a doorway. And there, a closed door to the west of the room. Shiro,
Oh.
are you staying in the corridor, Shiro?
Yeah. Sorry, I was on.
It's no problem, man. I'm just checking that you are where you wanted to be. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm going to Galan to boot the door in.
No, you don't need to boot the door in. It just looks like a normal unlocked door.
Oh,
But if
man.
But
I'm gonna sort of listen at the door, but then I sort of like bang my
That's
horn
right.
into it.
Dave's already booted in him, revealing
Okay.
a corridor behind. It's just like, you know, when you just kick a door that's not latched, and it just kind of opens way too quickly, hits the wall behind it, and slams
Bounces back.
I put one sportsman.
In fact, yeah, sword feels pretty good. Feel pretty manly with your sword.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Before we move on, I take a quick look at that hand, skeletal hand. Anything unique about it, or is it just a hand?
Well, it's a skeletal hand. There is sort of blood next to it, and it looks like it's very clean. It's like it's been cut off with like a cleaver or something. Like someone's purposefully. It's not just been in a fight. Someone's purposefully chopped this hand off.
Oops. All right.
Yeah. You guys want to do anything else in here?
Reg is just kind of following along. Pretty much out of his element at this point.
So, well, as sure as you kind of come back, and the secret door closes behind you, and you can just notice there's two little eye holes where somebody could have sat in this room and looked at things that were happening in the corridor you came from.
I relay this to the party. I've noticed that there are like holes that can maybe be used to peek on the other side.
Interesting.
Hey, Alan.
Yes.
How long were you working for Durin?
Yeah, I think.
So, I know that it's pretty commonplace to, like place wagers on people taking the leap.
Yeah.
But they're like, can people see us down here?
Like
I don't. Yeah, I don't. So.
You would know that they can't.
Yeah, I think when they go down, we don't have a. I didn't know any observation. I'll be honest.
Okay, cool.
Not that I knew. I mean, Durin might have had it, but I wouldn't have liked that.
Can we see where the voices are coming from as we look at the roof?
Yeah, there's like vents in the ceiling, like air vents, and you recognise that the voices are some distance away. It would be in keeping with the voices that they're being kind of echoed down these air vents from some rooms above, probably on a similar level to where the tavern was.
can I check the floor surrounding here for any booby traps?
That's
Or
not how
any
you
s-
check the floor for traps, Dave. What's going on?
any stonework disturbed because I'm quite well in stonework and stuff like
You are? Give me a survival check with advantage. Cool. So you'd recognise that there's like a layer of dust, but it's been disturbed. Like people have come in and out of this room for whatever reason you don't know. Probably quite recently, like within the last couple of days, maybe.
that. Okay, I'll relay that to the group. That there was some people down here a couple of days ago.
I mean, it's the entrance from. It's near the entrance, so it's chances are that
It's I was replied.
odds are
It's
that people
strange to see.
knew this place or had found it like we found it.
Does
not that-
it look like the traffic is coming from the north or the south of the passage above?
From the north and into the room.
Can I peek my head around a corner? Just see if I can see anything.
Sure. So you know what beholders look like?
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Damn you!
Dick move.
Damn you! You almost got me.
But you do see to the south. There's that room of pillars that you saw down the stairs from the other room. Down some steps, and then you're back in the pillar room again. That you guys haven't been in. But I think that's what we're going to call it for tonight. I think.
Alrighty.
11 p.m. for us.
Yeah. So
That's
just
late.
just going to recap. You guys have managed to group up. You've got a couple of quests. You've been asked to investigate some of the lookouts or hideouts of Xanathar's guild in the Undermountain. You've also picked up a pouch that needs to be delivered to Skullport. You're hunting for the Alabaster Throne, and you're looking for the remnants of the Viper's brother or the Viper's brother himself. You've also picked up a few rumors that somewhere down here there might be a lich. So that's pretty cool. And that a lot of this level has probably been made by the dwarves. You guys have done some amazing things. You've floated in poop. You've stamped on some bugs and nearly been eaten alive by them.
Yeah.
And you've managed to make your weapons slightly worse than they were at the start of the session.
I have done nothing of the sort.
These are the great achievements of session 1. So
Oh dear, it is
Onward and upward.
a session to be remembered.
I just blasted
Bug.
stuff.
But I'm loving these characters, guys. This group's really, really fun already. It's going to be great.
Great to meet you guys. Looking forward
Yeah.
to next time.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hi, boy.